The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
You got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good
Welcome to the Fuck Outta Here Draft.
You got, what year is it?
It is 2018, sir.
So this will be the
second annual
FOH draft.
Oh my god, if you guys cannot tell, we are already lit. Or I am for sure.
This man Rich is gone, y'all.
No,
yes.
it's literally like an hour and a half ago. We were watching. What were we watching?
Evolve.
We're watching Evolve.
We were watching Evolve, and James was
JD Drake and Matt Riddle.
No, James was not here for that.
James wasn't here for that.
I saw the end of it.
He saw the end of
You were not drunk at that point. By the time we got to the
Saber and Roddy
Strong match, I was like, dude, you're fucking drunk, Rich.
Bro,
what's going on?
Rich was like, fuck him up, Roddy.
No, I ain't rolling with that skinny geek, you know. But yeah, man, y'all already know what it is. It is the Christmas episode, the Fuck Outta Here Draft, the second one. Of course, we have last year's version in the archives. This year, we're going to try to do the damn thing for y'all. We're already toasty out here.
Right. So what's everybody been drinking tonight?
Oh, I am on that yak. Like just like last year, I will continue to do the Hennessy.
But you ran out already.
This man
I'm on the last cup of Hennessy right now.
This man is on the last bit of hit out of a fifth of hen that he bought, brand new.
Yeah, I might have to switch over to the Grey Goose. I might.
You might need to stop.
Oh my god. But speaking of Grey Goose, that's what I'm drinking. The Grey Goose with some strawberry lemonade.
That sounds pretty good.
This is one show
I'm on
every
my
year.
third cup right now.
This is one show every year. We get drunk during the show, and we try to entertain you guys as best we can for your holidays and everything like that. So
let you tell it's the only time of the year we do shows drunk.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Rich been doing all these shows sober. The rest of us been like totally smashed all year long.
All year. But yeah, man. You guys, like, if you guys didn't hear the Fuck Outta Here Draft last year, here's how it works. Maybe I should get this one going here. Oh, okay.
I gotta go.
My man Jeremy already coming through.
We're worried that like we've got a backup recording just in case like the recording stops or Rich like
something
accidentally,
fucks up.
Rich had this shit on mute.
Yeah, Rich was like, talk louder.
I can't hear you guys. James, Josh, talk louder or something or whatever else. He's like, yeah, maybe you take it off mute.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, say it with your chest.
Put a bass in your voice.
Put your balls into it. But how the Fuck Outta Here Draft works is we have a bunch of topics we've written down all throughout 2018. And we're going to draft them and shoot on them in a particular order. I guess we can do 3 rounds if that'll,
Yeah. That will work.
And then, we're all going to go around round table and shoot on every topic, essentially.
Unless it happens like last year where we literally just like we're like, forget the format, let's just shit on this shit.
Yes. So,
we had a list.
We had a list, but by the end of it, we were not sticking to the list. We were just literally like...
We're like, well, let's put the rest of it in there.
Probably on the board.
We were
like, look, sometimes I I might know about like a backup tight end that never played in college, was a power forward in college basketball, and all of a sudden he's a superstar. And he's just not on the board yet. Sometimes you got to go off the board and pull the heat. Sometimes it doesn't count for everything.
This was just some stuff I wrote down. There fully could be more. Yeah. Maybe you guys have stuff in mind that I didn't even think of.
Exactly.
But yeah.
You need to send us the awards that you guys had, because you had a lot of good topics to shoot on that are not on this list. That are in your awards.
If you guys listen to this, we did release the voting for the One Nation Radio Awards. Please check those out. We worked very hard on them, and you can see I'm slurring my speech and shit or whatever. But
the funny thing is, you're not slurring at all. But the fact that you
I feel like I am.
No, he was slurring.
I feel like I'm slurring.
No, the best part was he slurred one time and he caught it. Like he knew.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
but yeah, we definitely have those awards open. Check the Twitter. Check the Wrestling Square Circle.
Yeah, you can also check the Twitter and find the voting too.
Different stuff like that.
Check out our sponsor, Power Slam TV.
That's right. Jeremy?
Yes. Powerslam.tv. You get over 4,000 hours of independent pro wrestling from across the world. They just uploaded a bunch of stuff from Defy Wrestling, the debut of IPW UK TV. So whatever you want indie-wise, it's on there. There's some AJ Styles shit from when he was in Rev Pro. Whatever you want, there's a lot of great indie wrestling.
There's some AJ Styles shit, some Samoa Joe shit. Check it out.
Use the code Social Suplex. You get a free month. Powerslam.tv.
Yo, I just want to shout y'all out for keeping it strong style this year. How much you guys have killed it, and everything this year, like between One Nation Radio, keeping it strong style, everyone else on the network, it's been a great time.
The top stars. Keeping It Strong Style, One Nation Radio, all the rest of
y'all. All the rest of y'all bums.
No. Like, you know what I thought about after you came out, because you started trying to get sentiment. I was about to say, like, if this man says I love you guys, I'm just getting up and leaving. This man is like just like cliche drunk.
Yo, so I guess this year
I'm worried about Rich like actually dropping his drink on his computer.
Yeah, please put that.
I won't. I promise.
All right. Speaking of people dropping drinks that were sober at the time, Josh, today.
I wasn't even drunk then.
I know, I just said sober.
There was condensation on the cup and I just misplaced my hands. Now I'm buzzed.
Yeah.
It's never good to misplace your
hands.
Fuck
Outta Here Draft.
You're right.
What are we going in? Last year we had a random.
Last year we had a random order. I guess we can go from we can start with Josh and go around to me.
We need to do it like the Outsiders. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my God!
What?
I guess I can go. I can start if you guys like. Do you guys all have the list?
Yeah.
Wrote it up.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Here's the problem. I didn't watch WWE this year.
All right. So. How about this? Jeremy, you go first.
Okay.
Jeremy, you go first. How about that? And then we'll go to me, Josh, James, and we'll go back around the table.
Or you can go reverse order from last year.
However you want.
Well, we can't do reverse order from last year.
I don't remember the order last year.
No, we can't do it because Josh went
I went first last year.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I went last year.
Yes, you did.
So, Jeremy, what do you draft first in the number one overall pick? The number one overall pick in the Fuck Outta Here Draft. Let us know, sir.
What do you pick first in the Fuck Vince?
So, my number one draft pick in the Fuck Outta Here Draft 2018.
Round 1, first ballot.
Monday Night Raw.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. A show I don't even watch.
And here's why I'm picking Monday Night Raw. I've been watching Monday Night Raw since the first episode, 1993. This is the first year where
Shawn versus Max Moon.
Yes. This is the first year where I've completely dropped off. I haven't watched a full episode of Raw in months.
Taker versus Berserker.
The show is that bad. Like, yes, we record Keeping It Strong Style on Mondays, but at first I was trying to rewatch Raw like later on in the week on a DVR, like
oh my God.
and watch it. But
like
now,
a good fan.
Now I don't even do that shit. I'm like, I listen to Meltzer,
so
I listen to y'all on LOP, and that's it. If I hear a good segment or a good match, I'll go back and watch it. If not,
fuck them.
I punish Monday Night Raw. and I don't watch that shit.
Why y'all gotta punish Raw?
Oh my God.
Listen.
So Monday Night Raw has broken the record low of ratings at least 4 times.
No,
Dude,
5 times.
5
times. Okay, hold on. So 5 times, and then this coming Monday, they are going to.
Oh, it's gonna be the worst.
This coming Monday, they have. They're going up against Christmas. It's on Christmas Eve, so you have all that,
alert.
and it's going to have another Monday Night Football game to deal with. So,
but James,
it's going to be in the tubes.
There's a Miracle on 34th Street fight with Elias and Bobby Lashley.
Yes, who will bend over and give you the double ankle hold.
That's gonna put that's gonna get the ratings up there, James.
Dude, I listened to one of the retro reviews that Brian and Vinny did this past week, and they talked about like Mick Foley versus Santa Claus, and they're like, this got over because Mick Foley genuinely loves Santa Claus, and Mick
Foley is one of the most talented guys to ever be in the business.
And he like got this over, and they're like, WWE was like, we're gonna do this for the next 24 years.
Yes. Hey, also perfect example, right? Another example of what happens with them in this company is like, okay, so before when you made stars, you protected them and you never beat them unless they needed a reason to beat them. Meaning you need to create another star or something happened.
Booking 101.
Right. So, The Rock, like 19 years ago this week, I believe he did a job for Al Snow.
Y'all can't see
what?
It. Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did a job for Al Snow.
In his signature match, the Brahma Bull rope match.
Yes. We need to pull out their ass for Rock because
he only did it one time, but it was his signature match.
I have never seen this match before.
Listen, he does a job for Al Snow, right? Because he's feuding with Al Snow this time of the year in 1999 because
Al Snow's jealous.
Al Snow is jealous of Rock and Sock's connection and them being so close.
Well, he should be because those two of the 10 biggest stars ever in WWE. Fuck Al Snow.
Yeah, hold on. So, perfect example. Earlier, and Rock is fresh in 1999. He's fresh when he gets to Al Snow. That means he's fresh off of the Rock Sock connection, and also that means him and he was just got done feuding with Billy Gunn. So, as you know, if I remember correctly, he did job for Billy Gunn too. That thing. So, you flash forward 19 years ago. What do we have? We have 50-50 booking. Why? Because the fucking Rock did jobs. And they think, oh, well, that's the game plan. Oh, top baby face, we got Daniel Bryan over because we fucked around and kept beating him and beat him. He got more because we beat him. We're going to keep beating these baby faces, and hopefully that's going to get them more over. They use one anomaly because somebody is special, and they think that is the game plan from Garrett going forward on how to get people over. We'll have Roman Reigns go out there and have a losing record on pay-per-view. Why? Because The Rock did job for Al fucking Snow in 1999. That's fucking stupid. I hate this fucking show.
Oh my God.
You review the show. You had to review the show one time because you had to go pick up your girlfriend from
the airport.
From the airport.
Yes.
Listen.
I haven't talked to Catherine since. I've never forgiven her for this shit.
Catherine got mad heat with James.
Yo, y'all can't see it, but I'm wearing 3 plastic replica.
Yes, this man has the Rocky Ring Championship.
Like below 5 Ultimo Dragon right now.
Yes. This man looks
below 5.
This man has a Ric Flair big gold belt and some dusty ass belt. That represents the championship we won.
We won this at the Palm Harbor House of
That
Beers,
is
sir.
the Palm Harbor Wrestling Quiz Heavyweight Championship of the World.
Bro,
we were awarded that title by Bushwhacker Luke.
I feel like
and our boy Dan Falk. What's up, Dan?
All I'm gonna say is I feel like Mizawa right now. I feel like the Triple Crown champion of the world.
Bro, but back to Monday Night Raw.
Yes. No, one more before we go.
One more.
We're going to Raw.
Okay, go to James.
I just have to make a point.
Jeremy needs to tell us why he doesn't like Raw, by the way.
The amount of disgust that came out of his mouth, that was dripping out of his mouth when he said the word dusty, was just so, it was so
bro,
dusty.
I've loved nothing more this year than Rich telling me that shit is dusty.
Yeah.
Dusty old Jay White.
Raw was dusty as hell this year.
Yes, Monday Night Raw was dusty as fuck.
Dude,
from Baron Corbin being pushed as a top act, essentially their stand-in world champion, to them putting Seth Rollins, like, letting him be Monday Night Rollins and then putting him on ice the second half of the year.
This show is just us popping ourselves for no fucking reason.
That was last year, too.
Yes.
Bro, there's so
many problems with Monday Night Raw.
Overexposed. They're so, like, they have the same guys wrestling every week.
Yeah.
I remember they did the AOP Bobby Roode and Chad Gable against the Ascension like 7 weeks in a row.
Right. And what did that lead to?
There's no fucking excuse for that.
It led to nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
think like Bobby Roode got his like rope pissed on. That was like a story.
Yes,
line.
freaking.
My God.
Dude, you have the 205 Live general manager, Drake Maverick, a character that has integrity, believability,
credibility.
On 205. And then you bring that man to Monday Night Raw.
What did they do to it?
And he's a heel general manager.
What did they do to his credibility?
They pissed on his credibility.
Thank you.
Fucked him.
What about Bailey and Sasha?
Whoa, hold on, sir. That's a whole nother topic, sir. So I guess we should get to the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
then.
So go ahead.
So
Rich.
I guess I have the number 2 pick.
Continue to just shit on Raw.
No.
Okay.
We'll get back to it. Trust me.
Hold on. Monday Night Raw. Get the fuck
out of here. Yes.
Bro, we're in a whole different apartment complex. We might get the cops called on us. Like, who fucking knows? Kai's probably asleep right now.
Some wild shit happens in this apartment complex.
For the number 2 pick.
No.
Hey, man, just record audio. You can't be out here dropping shit like that on a hot mic.
What Jeremy's saying is that in our apartment, everything's straight. But in this apartment complex, some wild shit be happening. So we've been like...
I like the beat you put in there.
We've been fine.
Yeah, we be straight.
We've been like building up goodwill, and now we're going to erode that over the next 2 or 3 hours.
So... the number 2 pick in the Fuck Outta Here Draft. The Road Dogg Jesse James tells us that's not the story we were told with Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
Your ass better call somebody. Cause that's the story your ass wasn't told.
Oh my God.
Turnbuckle finish? What is that?
Yes.
I don't know. Your ass don't know.
It's me.
It's that D-O-double-G.
I've got a good history with Road Dogg on Twitter for those that don't know. We've gone back and forth when Alexa was in her, big field of dominance. He acted like he didn't know what a turnbuckle finish was. When I told him, hey, watch an Alexa Bliss match, she hasn't sniffed 3 stars or 3.5.
What's turnbuckle finish?
A turnbuckle finish.
In the women's...
James, tell him.
Okay, so for 2017, Alexa Bliss had a bunch of pay-per-view matches, right? Women's pay-per-view matches. And a lot of them were in particular Alexa Bliss matches where she have a match and immediately someone's head will get thrown into the middle turnbuckle and it will immediately lead to the finish. Like, you hit the middle turnbuckle of doom, you catch a DDT, your ass is done.
Yes.
And it comes out of nowhere. It feels unabrupt. It feels abrupt. It feels like it's not even like you just missed like 3 more minutes of a match. It just ends abruptly. No one even knows it's a finish because no one believes any of Alexa Bliss's finish, whether it was the DDT or it was the forearm shot.
Why should they?
Because she keeps pinning people with the same move over and over and over. Like eventually, it's like she keeps trying to make fetch happen, right? Like from Mean Girls,
it's
like
not gonna happen.
So like with the Becky Lynch thing, and this is like that's not the story you were told. Becky Lynch beat motherfuckers on TV for like 10 weeks straight, tapping them out with the arm bar, fucking them up, pinning them, however you want. The whole division. Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Charlotte. Whoever wanted to smoke, Becky Lynch was giving out the smoke to everybody until she was telling Carmella to get it like the Red Cross. I'm coming for your title.
Ric Flair.
Yes.
All of them, the Hall of Famers.
So this motherfucker Road Dogg gets on Twitter after everyone basically tells him like, yo, this is not where it's at, Chief. Like, Becky Lynch turning heel, no one is bought this shit. She's the baby face. Charlotte is the one that came in and beat one person and got in the match. Road Dogg is coming on here lying on fucking Twitter talking about they climbed the same mountain. Road Dogg, what the fuck do you mean?
What the fuck do you mean?
And he comes on here and has the nerve to log on to Al Gore's internet and say, that's not the story you were told. Motherfucker, we're the audience.
Yeah, I agree.
Tell a better story.
Absolutely.
Or just go with the motherfucker everybody is fucking vibing with.
Or actually like pay attention to the story that you're like. There's a difference between you have a story and your execution, and your execution is completely at odds with what you're actually trying to get over.
Okay, here's my one thing, and this is not coming from a sober place whatsoever. So
okay. Thanks for the qualifier. Go ahead.
I just want to qualify everything that I say for the rest of
the
show.
Everyone already knows on the front end that we're all drunk. Go.
Nah, there's Fed defense squatters who will like take shit out of context later on.
Fuck them. No.
The FDS. Fuck them.
I don't know how they listen to our shit anyway. The Fed Defense Squad. Like, I mean,
they definitely listen to us. We're one of the biggest podcast networks in all of the internet.
Yes, we are, sir.
You raised a good point. Now
we got people sliding in my DMs trying to get on the big network.
Yo, you burying this dude. Listen,
there's people be sliding my.
A lot of people slide in there.
There'll be a lot of people slide my DMs too, but for different reasons.
Oh my god.
Careful, we don't know who's listening, sir.
The point, get to it.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm trying to wrangle toddlers and take a nap. Go ahead, man.
So what I was gonna say about SmackDown, I forgot.
You fuck. Oh my god.
Anyway, James, go ahead.
No, do I have the third pick?
Yeah.
The third pick?
Sure, why not?
No, wait, I thought we were going around.
No, I forgot my point
You got
entirely.
So speaking of someone forgetting their point completely and entirely, with the third pick of the 2018 Fuck Outta Here Draft. Look, with the third, speaking of that, of people just like having a big point and trying to do something big and then actually like leaving it flat and having nothing to follow up with the third pick of the 2018 draft of the Fuck Outta Here Draft, I select the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins feud. What the fuck is going on?
Fuck this feud.
Wait. So we're not going like in clockwork order. I'm just number 4 automatically.
Yes.
I wonder.
We will crisscross.
I wonder why.
You know.
It's Popeyes all over again, Josh.
Yes. Getting left out.
What?
So,
Every time Josh goes to Popeyes, he always gets his order last with us.
Every time, without fail. In Florida, New Orleans.
It doesn't matter where we go.
Doesn't matter where we're at.
Last. We go to
That
Popeyes.
man got bad luck.
We go to Popeyes a lot.
James, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. What the fuck happened?
I mean, they shot 3 different angles at this, like all at a time to get. It was like 6-7 weeks from the time they did it to until the time it was to get to Hell in a Cell. Not Hell in a Cell. Oh my god. TLC. And they completely and totally fucked this up. And they shot 3 different things. Like at first, I'm not giving you a reason. Like purposely, like mystery box shit. Like I'm purposely withholding simple information to try to intrigue you.
Trying to be fake deep out there.
When in fact all it did was made people not care. So you have that. That's 1 week. Then 2 weeks later or whatever else, you get the sheep heap of, look at Roman. He's paying his consequences for what he's done in the past. We all got to make amends for this Shield shit that we did because God cares. God punishes people that put people through tables by giving them fucking blood cancer, right? Fucking idiot, moron.
That whole heel turn. They did it on the night he fucking announced that shit.
Yeah.
Trying to take advantage of motherfuckers, right?
Yes.
And not realizing this shit wasn't gonna translate. Because all we do is look at the fucking company like y'all are fucking jackasses for doing this shit.
Like they don't understand. They don't understand what's bad heat. Like they think anything will work for you, and it's like, okay. You think that, but more than likely is people are going to be like, okay, this is fake. You beat us over the head every fucking week that this is fake, and you're not supposed to actually take anything seriously, and then you want to do this. It's like, okay, deuces. I'm out of here.
And then when they get to the fucking pay-per-view,
Right.
none of it means a fucking thing. Why?
No thing.
Because they have 3 different feuds going on with these two dudes at the same fucking time.
And then on the go-home show,
Exactly.
and then on the go-home show, then they actually bring up, oh yeah, by the way, you have an IC title. I'm going to take it with you. You're going to choke.
Fuck that Intercontinental title.
Everybody was saying, just wait until the match. Everything will make sense in the match. The match comes, what happens? This is boring. This is boring.
And to be fair, they didn't have a terrible match. They had a
They had an average ass.
They had a well-wrestled professional wrestling match. The problem is no one wanted to see that because this is a fucking...
It's a blood feud.
It's a blood feud. Brother betrayed brother.
Bro.
Brother is bashing other brother who's away, who's sick. Like,
Seth Rollins should have jumped Ambrose before the bell even rang and been whooping that man's ass from the time that match began till the end of the match. Honestly, they should have probably done a fuck finish and Rollins should have got disqualified for kicking Ambrose's ass too much.
Yeah.
To set up the next match.
Yeah, so the perfect example of a perfect, or not perfect because it's a different angle or like different story, but it's the same angle of portraying a heated rivalry between two people and there's a title involved. And it was AJ Styles at SummerSlam versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is saying that Wendy Styles feels that AJ is neglecting the home front because he wants to be a star in the globe trotting around the world, and that's more important than his family. AJ, on the other hand, is saying, look, I'm a parent. You know how it is when you're parents. You want to provide everything you can for your family, and that's why I'm doing this. And you also want to show to your kids that when they grow up, they can follow their dreams, and their dreams can come true. If you put in enough hard work, you have a goal in mind, and that's why I'm doing this. And fuck Joe because he's known me for this long, and it's pissed me off that he's done this, and he's putting my family business out in front of him. I'm gonna bust his head. So we get to SummerSlam, they fight. Joe does a deal with Wendy there, and the youngest daughter or his only daughter, and then AJ snaps, tackles him, and they go through the barricade, and then he hits him with a chair. DQ. We go to Hell in a Cell. Now that was one of the better matches of the year on the main roster. Now let's fast forward from SummerSlam and go to TLC in December. These guys go out there and have a regular every single Seth Rollins match I've seen this year, just like every other one.
3-star savior.
And
yes.
Keep it a buck.
So I'm just saying, like this. There's this, and then all of a sudden, like I remember we got to a point where he's on the turnbuckle. I said, and we were watching. We were in this. Y'all call it the Strong Style
Studios.
I call it the Strong Style Dojo. Yeah. In the Strong Style Dojo,
it's
I
not
said
dojo
it.
Because nobody trains here.
Shut up. So he's on the turnbuckle. I was like, watch he does the turnbuckle spot, and then he sells his leg. And sure enough, that's how it happens. And they're like, watch him go start running around.
Jeremy
it's gonna
called
make the
this
match
like
fucking terrible.
Nostradamus, basically.
And by Jeremy, you mean James?
James.
There you go. The other black guy with the first name. Anyway, so that happens, and they're just like, dude, this is like, I can't believe they're doing this. They're going down the road with this match, and no one, like, in itself, if they decide to actually wrestle through with the match and certain things, like, it never hit on any point to where you actually could get into it. It's a fine wrestling match in a vacuum. The story that they were portraying on television, the multiple different stories you're trying to portray on television, never match what they were doing on the show. Except for, you're gonna get upset. I'm gonna play mind games, and then I'm gonna piss you off in the middle of the match, and then you're gonna choke or whatever else. I'm gonna beat you. But that's the thing. He after all of the shit he's done for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and fucking more weeks. That was on the go home show where he said that. That wasn't like that's the plan all along. That was some shit they just threw out because they just throwing shit at a wall hoping something will stick eventually, as opposed to actually coming up with a real reason and saying the reason why you turn him. But the thing is, they never gave a reason because any reason they came up with made any sense. At first it was, I'm gonna take stuff from you. It was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all have matches where you could have entered earlier in the week or earlier.
They came out here with this 3-star bullshit match, and then the fucking chickens came home to roost on Seth Rollins, who doesn't do shit. Before the Falcon Arrow, he starts with this giant Gonzalez King Kong Bundy ass pace before this shit gets popping, and then this shit comes and gets hot, and everybody knows his fucking matches, and them shit suck. He's the fucking great WWE hope. He's not on Kenny Omega's level. He's not on Okada's level. He's this guy that people prop up on some bullshit.
Okay.
Because he should be great. And I agree that he's fucking great. Seth Rollins is an awesome wrestler.
He's great occasionally.
Okay, a couple things. One, I think our neighbors next door moved out, so I'm happy for that. Number two.
No, they're still there. The ones over here.
Oh, they didn't move out?
The black girl, she's still there.
She probably hates us right now. Number two.
I'm sorry.
Number two.
Oh my god.
For 2004.
Number two. Why 2004?
Because Ruben stuttered.
Don't worry about it.
Number two. Jeremy was literally just rolling on the ground because the shit that Rich said was so
Because
funny.
he literally cut me off and just started talking.
I'm sorry.
This man was over here just waiting. He couldn't hold it in anymore.
Number three.
He's like, I've had enough. I'm tagging you. Blind tag. No. You was that blind tag.
Number three. Here's my whole take on this entire thing. For several years, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose had nothing but good matches.
Good or great matches.
Good or great matches.
Yes.
And then they came out here and fired a dud.
And it's okay.
And do you know why they fired a dud?
It's okay that they fired a dud.
It's not okay.
No. You know why it is
it
okay?
okay?
Because these motherfuckers are going to keep wrestling and having more matches. And they've had great matches in the past. It's okay that they fuck up once. It's okay. People don't have to act like what they did was great. Because it wasn't.
Here's the thing. You're probably right. But at the end of the day, when guys talk about the heel talking about their best friend dying from cancer and he's okay with it, it should be a fight.
Yes.
Straight up.
It should be literally straight up.
There should be no holds.
No. And also in accordance with that, he's been showing up and he betrayed him after they won the titles. And he's been beating his ass almost every single week for 7 weeks until they got
or
to
just dodging him.
Now,
yes, that too.
Now maybe they're very afraid of rehashing the whole feud that they had several years ago when Dean was jumping Ambrose every single time. But the bottom line is, when you have a heel who's as dastardly as Dean is, and you're supposed to be getting the heat that Dean is, then you should have a fired up babyface the way that Seth is supposed to be. Instead, we got a regular ass wrestling match.
We got a Monday night opening match, Monday Night Raw special.
I think it's probably more like a 9 o'clock.
Top
of the 9 o'clock.
Top of the 9 o'clock hour, Monday Night Raw special.
I haven't even watched WWE very much this year, but I watched TLC and I thought it was a fantastic show. And this is one of 2 matches that I thought were pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. What was the other one?
Oh, I didn't really. People disagree with me, but I didn't really like Drew McIntyre and
Gotcha.
Balor.
And Finn Balor.
Yeah, I thought that match was just fine, like a thrown of
a lot of people fucking hated Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio, which I thought was fine.
Yeah, I thought the match was fine too.
A lot of people hate the tables match too.
They hated
it,
but I thought it was
another
fine.
match was fine. Just another fine match.
So the fact of the matter is, I don't think I'm that harsh of a critic, and I just thought that this match was good, but context is everything.
Right.
And when you have a story where 2 guys hate each other, why are they locking up?
Exactly.
Why are they wrestling?
Why are they exchanging holds?
Why is Rich having so much trouble sitting down in this chair right now?
I'm drunk, Josh.
Here's the one thing I know. We're going to lose listeners over this. We're going to gain listeners over this. But Omar Mordecai is going to be entertained. And that's what really matters.
Wow.
Shout out Omar. What up, Omar?
Hey, Omar, get off Facebook, bro. Get off Twitter. Don't
Deactivate your account.
Yeah.
Are we on Josh's pick yet?
Just don't.
Yeah, I haven't even picked my pick yet. We're still talking about
what you got? What you got next?
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna look at.
It's the last pick in the first round.
What's the minute mark on this thing?
We're at 34 minutes.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Okay, here we go.
We're at 54 minutes.
We're an hour and 30 in.
First round pick. I want to fucking shoot on WrestleMania 34.
I was hoping you would pick that.
Oh shit!
Yes.
I stopped one.
Let us know how you feel about this bullshit.
This man sound like Terry Fox.
Forever.
Okay, listen. I stopped watching WWE. I started watching WWE in 1988 when I was born.
I'll get the fuck off.
I swear to God. I have memories of telling my brother that I was excited about Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior in 1990 when I was 2 years old. That's one of my first memories in my entire life. And I stopped watching WWE in 2018 because how egregiously bad WrestleMania 34 or what.
This was
34.
supposed to be the
34.
greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Dude, on paper, this card looked freaking stacked.
Not
dude.
even that. On paper and
On
also
paper.
in the build.
Yes, this was a sexy ass card, and then they freaking dropped the ball with that shit, man.
Bro, after the round.
No, I'm going to follow through with his analogy. It's like, look, he said this was a sexy ass card, and then you took them draws off, and what is that smell?
It smelled like squash matches. It smelled like.
No. I thought you were about to say it smelled like squash. I'm about to walk the fuck out of here. Like, dude, that's the end. You won. It smelled like squash. You need to go to. I'm sorry. You need to go to Planned Parenthood or your fucking doctor, because that is. I'm sorry.
It smelled like
squash,
these
bro.
motherfuckers making Daniel Bryan stand on the apron for 9 minutes of a 13-minute match.
Do you know what's funny? The first thing that Rich talks about is Daniel Bryan when it comes to this shit.
Yes! Well, I'm going in order. I'm going in order, to be fair.
Bro.
No!
I'm sorry.
No.
The Undertaker and John Cena. I'm sorry.
Wait.
That's what I should have started with.
No. Isn't the Uso squash match the
Correct.
first thing?
After all these fucking years, the Usos make themselves fucking stars all throughout 2017. They talk about being sideline of WrestleMania 27, sideline, WrestleMania 28, sideline, WrestleMania 30, sideline. I probably skipped the WrestleMania, but 31, sideline, 32, sideline, 33, sideline. And they get to 34, and it was supposed to be their time. And what fucking happened? They got fucking squashed in 5 whole fucking minutes.
Y'all ever seen a possessed person?
I've never seen a possessed person.
A whole fucking 5 minutes.
Before even that, Rich. Like,
Rich has the eye of the tiger right now. He is so passionate about the Usos.
Bro, the Usos.
He's in promo mode.
The Usos are one of the greatest tag teams to ever live. And all they were was disrespected by this fucking company that wanted to kill their tag team division dead.
Both
of them.
So WrestleMania 34, it started off good.
Started off great.
The first hour, it was like, man, we're on
pace.
Hour and a half.
And then we start with that shit, and it went downhill from there.
So, what was after the Usos? Anybody got the card pulled up?
Let me pull the
The Undertaker, they bring Elias out there to play his fucking fake-ass rock concerts.
Here's the thing. If I was sober, I still wouldn't remember. But the fact of the matter is, I am drunk, but all I remember is a general vibe, and all I remember is being severely disappointed by WrestleMania 34.
Do you think that if you whisper and you talk really, really low, that it will like equalize like how loud he is? Do you think that's what you're?
Am I talking really low?
You are. I'm not even seeing no bars.
I'm gonna talk louder so that the freaking mic can pick me up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So Taker and Cena was after.
My God.
Taker and Cena was so bad, bro.
Dude.
All I remember is like literally every week listening to different reviews about the build to this, and it was literally the same kind of crap that Bray Wyatt had to go through, where you had Cena building up to a match. Here's what I do.
Oh my God, I never thought about the parallels of that.
Oh my God, it's the same. Here's the thing. Me and freaking Jeremy were going to a show at, what was that show that we went to? It was the East versus West NCAA football show.
Oh yeah, at the Tropicana
the
Field.
Shriners game.
Yeah, Shriners game.
Tickets to Shriners game. And I was telling Jeremy, I was like, you know what? Undertaker, even given his age, given his advanced age and everything like that, he's one of the greatest workers of all time. Cena's one of the greatest workers of all time. And it doesn't matter, even if they're in their advanced age, they're still able to put on a classic. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and believe that this is a match that fans have wanted to see, and with the right story, they can deliver. And Jeremy's like, I don't know about that shit. And he was like, I think Taker should get the fuck off my TV screen.
Yes.
And I was like, fuck you. Cena and Taker are going to deliver. And you know what they did? They came out here and exposed the fucking business.
They had John Cena falling on the ground before the Undertaker even made contact with him on the big boot.
Bro, it was an embarrassment. Now,
this man Taker came out like Granny says, boing, a boing, a boing. You know, the bong coming out.
There was a time in the 70s and the 80s where the internet didn't exist, and these guys didn't know that the internet would ever exist, and they thought they could get away with like having
bullshit
matches. But guess what? In 2018, you can't be selling a big boot that does not connect.
Bro.
Yes.
You cannot be selling a storyline where the dude doesn't show up at all for the whole year.
And also, John Cena cuts all these promos and does all these matches to make the rest of the WrestleMania card fall into place.
And also feel very important because it's John fucking Cena.
Right.
And he is scrambling for months.
All he is doing is telling your company.
Trying to win the Royal Rumble. Trying to win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Trying to do this and that and try to get on the card because John Cena, the 16-time world champion, in an era where Shane McMahon gets a WrestleMania match every fucking year. Brock Lesnar gets a match every year. Triple H gets a match every year. Undertaker gets a match every year. He feels that he has to scramble. The 16-time champion, still the top draw in the fucking company, decides to actually show up consistently. He feels that he needs to scramble to get himself a match. That's what he did the whole entire winter and spring of 2018.
And they squashed this man.
And then he gets to it and he's like, you know what? I'm basically gonna swing for the fences. Fuck it. I've missed out on all these opportunities. I've lost out because the guys may have passed me by. Fuck it. I'm calling out The Undertaker. And then he comes out there and they squash his ass in 3 minutes.
Bro.
I couldn't think of like more gross use of a top star ever. They wouldn't have never tried this shit with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They wouldn't have never tried this shit with Hulk Hogan.
You know why? Because
they would have never tried this
because Stone Cold, you tell Stone Cold Steve Austin you're going to lose to the next fucking guy on TV, he'll walk and leave.
Yes.
Right.
Do you think they would
This is John Cena being such a company guy that it comes back to bite him in the fucking ass.
What do you think Bruno would have said if they ever asked Bruno to do this shit?
No.
Yeah.
No, fuck no.
All I know
John
is
Cena shouldn't have laid down for shit for The Undertaker.
We can count. You know how many stories there are, how many articles there are to actually track the number of times Hogan has laid down for 3 counts for Wolf people.
Yes.
Over his from Hulkamania starting in 83 or 84 till now, or 83, 84 till now. You know how many times people have listened? It's like less than 15 times he's ever taken a clean fucking pin. How many times that's happened? And you go from that to John Cena is still the top guy in the company, or Mount Rushmore for the company guys. Still looks how he looks. And that's what they do with WrestleMania. That's what
bullshit.
What the fuck?
It's bullshit.
Why is he doing any jobs for Undertaker? Why? Other than to do it.
What else? What was next after the Undertaker match?
Before we move on,
let me just say this. Yeah.
Undertaker, he had the streak. He had all this shit. People wanted for years.
He was never the top draw in the company.
Top draw in the company.
He was never the top draw in the company.
People wanted for years to get this John Cena versus Undertaker match.
Yeah.
Finally,
we could have got it at WrestleMania 33.
We could have gotten it years before.
We assumed that if Cena had been healthy, we would have got it at WrestleMania 32.
People wanted it. They finally delivered it, and it was a squash match, and it did nobody a favor.
Bro, it was horrible.
And their cop-out is, well, we never advertised it.
Fuck
out of here. You damn sure did advertise it. Anything, you all but advertise it by having John Cena come out there for literally a month and cut promo after promo saying that I'm going to do something. Anybody with a fucking brain knows
taking 25 minutes of every 3-hour broadcast that you have.
Yes.
So that's like over an hour of time that John Cena was letting you know, I'm going to be fighting The Undertaker no matter what.
And anybody with a fucking brain knows that John Cena did not actually blow his chance. He's going to be left off the WrestleMania card because nobody's a fucking moron. So let's actually,
unless you're the FDS, which you are fucking morons.
So like let's not pretend that like we're not like we don't know what's going on as far as like they've been teasing this, but it hasn't been advertised. You know damn well the match is coming on. So for them to give us 3 minutes, or really 2 minutes and every second, I'm rounding up to 3 minutes. It's just like if that's all you have, if that's all you have, how about you give us nothing and do something else?
Here's the thing, with all of that, at the end of the day, we wanted this match for years. You guys kind of promised us this match, and then you delivered, and it was bullshit. And when I watched it, I was literally disgusted as a wrestling fan. And you can give me all of your excuses and everything like that, but when I watch bullshit, it's bullshit. And I watched bullshit, and I didn't want to see it anymore. And instead of drawing money, what's the point of wrestling? It's to draw money, right?
Yes.
In theory.
They didn't draw money. Instead, they gave us a match that was supposed to hypothetically be something that was extra when it should have been the highlight of the show, and it wasn't the highlight of the show. Instead, it was something that was extra, and it was literally a detraction from the show. It was literally...
It just made it go downhill.
Right. And from that point on, I was like, wow, this company doesn't give a fuck about us.
And also in the process, I got it. One of the few guys that ever come out that ever like do anything in NXT that actually has connection with the crowd. One of the few guys over the last the NXT era. So since 2015, of guys that came up through that system of the network era. One of the few guys that ever did anything with NXT comes over and the crowd actually like enjoys him, his presence. I don't get it. People like it, so I'm riding with it. Elias. So, like, people, you know, they spend a whole year doing it, and he's not a good, he's a crummy wrestler, and
they protect him over and over.
And they do all this protecting with him and all this other stuff, and they have him in these feuds. They never put him on TV because they want to protect him because they know that, like, he's a rotten wrestler. And that's fine. But he's over, right? And if you're over, whatever. Do your thing if you're over. You do what you want when you pop, right? We always talk about this. He's over. They send him out there, and they have John Cena squash him so that John Cena can go out there and get squashed by the fucking Undertaker. And what did that do? So, who did that get over? That didn't help. That didn't help Elias, who you have some plans for because you keep putting him out, throwing his ass out there to go out there and pop the crowd. And look, and he looks how he looks, and you know how Vince likes the people that look like that. So, you have that, and you have John Cena, who's basically going to leave, and like we don't know what the fuck is his career now at this point. And then we have Undertaker, and it's like, great. Like, I don't even know if I want to see an Undertaker match ever again. Actually, I don't know if I do. So I know I don't want to see another Undertaker match ever again. Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time, or one of my two favorite wrestlers of all time. I don't want to see another Undertaker match. There's no point. Like, there's nothing good he does or interesting other than occasion. Like, he had a promo with Shawn earlier, or in the middle of this year. Other than that, he's done nothing for me. He's done nothing for me, like, for a few years now. So, this was a failure.
Yep.
Next on the card.
So AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, next was Daniel Bryan and Shane versus Owens and Sami Zayn.
We talked about that a little bit.
So no, next was Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.
Get the fuck out of here, that 2-star ass bullshit.
That was actually a good point of the show because Nia,
at least it was a positive moment where like, okay,
Nia didn't put a baby face over.
The baby face went over, and is a rotten, terrible heel, and is a sympathetic baby face. So at least they got that particular story right, as opposed to the rest of the year where, you know, 70% of the time, like, oh yeah, like, you know, this heel and bad guy. Well, gee, I wonder who's gonna win. The bad guy's gonna win. Why? Because this is an evil company ran by bad people. So go like to the next thing. So what's the next match after that?
So next is AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Bro,
Wrestle Kingdom 10. A motherfucking classic. Rated 4.75.
A dream match.
A dream match.
This was supposed to be the dream match. Why? Because it had this epic match at Wrestle Kingdom 10. And all the diehard fans were looking forward to this epic rematch of this epic match we saw. And we were expecting AJ Styles, Nakamura.
Or you're a WWE fan. Right?
And you hear all this buzz.
No, you're a WWE fan. You've had AJ Styles for 2 years now. He's been the best wrestler in the company since the moment he stepped foot in.
Unquestionably, by the way, also.
Right? Like, not even to the point of, like, he's great for now. Like, he's arguably in the Mount Rushmore of greatest wrestlers in the company, or improving performers in the company's history in 2 years. So you go to there, and then you have Nakamura, a guy that, let's say you're a person that also watched NXT or whatever else, or you're a person that parachutes in on takeovers, whatever else. You saw his debut match. You saw what he did with Sami Zayn. You saw a damn near 5-star match, or some people argue 5-star match like you would, right?
Yeah.
So, and even though like that match he never reached the peak that peak before, he was still having quality matches on takeovers, and he was a top draw on for NXT and on takeovers for the year or whatever, however long he had to do there until he came up. So he has the match with Cena where he beat Cena clean because they think he's to get him over. He's how much a star he was. He matched Randy Orton. He wins the Rumble. He wins Rumble by throwing out John Cena and Roman Reigns. That's how much he think. That's how big of a rub they gave him. He thought the two top guys of the two top push guys of the last decade, right? Okay, he comes to WrestleMania and they go out there and they basically go and wrestle. What do you know? A well-worked professional match as opposed to something that's hard-hitting or something that has any oomph. This is basically the first year's version of the Dean Ambrose, whatever else. Except they didn't fuck up because it didn't match the story they were telling in the ring. It was like, we just think it would be better.
Yeah.
It should have been better.
It should have been better, flat out. Dude. And they have this toned down ass match to do this heel turn at the end, and it's just like, once the heel turn happens, we forget about the match we saw, and it's
but you didn't, and also the logic is we're having to tone that match because we're trying to have a huge big finish at the end or post-match thing at the end for Angle. Okay, how come you didn't do that with Charlotte and Ronda? Why didn't Charlotte and Ronda have a toned-down match and then she comes out there and beats that?
Asuka.
No. He's talking about Survivor Series.
Sorry.
If the logic is at that time, we're gonna have a toned-down match and then we're gonna have a big angle and we don't want it to step on the angle at the end. Okay, then tell me why you didn't have Charlotte and Ronda go out there. How come they went out there and they wrestled their asses off, and then she beat the hell out of her with a kendo stick and then Pillmanized her? That was, you tell me, it was more effective and more lasting in our minds, except for the part that.
I think you might want to draft that later.
Hold on.
Let
Josh get in on this.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm pretty drunk, so I'm gonna try to
stop qualifying. Talk. We all drunk. Talk.
I love qualifying my statements before I say them.
Qualify these. Talk.
Qualify these nuts. Like.
Jeremy, how long have we been friends? Since like 2012?
Since 2028.
2014.
How long have I been friends with you, Rich?
At least 2013.
Before that.
Ask me.
Since like, how long have we been friends?
Are we friends?
Yeah, of course we're friends.
With you. Go ahead. Good.
Since like 2010,
Since
2011?
like 2000.
Since WrestleMania 28.
Since 2019.
What's the maddest you have ever seen me be?
Oh,
freaking during this match.
As soon as that shit went 1, 2, 3, fuck out of here. That's it? What? I'm out.
Bro, this man Josh heated, punched the wall. Bro, this man. It was the blandest fit of rage I've ever seen in my life.
White man rage.
He's like, what? That's it? That's bullshit.
I'm appalled.
He didn't do that, but he did one. It was like, imagine if like, it was like, imagine if like Toby Flenderson was like furious from Toby from The Office, and it was almost like he was like blind rage furious and like walked out. Like that's
bro.
Like,
Josh was so fucking pissed at his match because the thing was he went to piss while the finish was going on, and he didn't know it because it was like this whole thing. Like we thought we were gonna get this raw ass finishing sequence. Nope, phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck out of here, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Okay, when did AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura first wrestle? WrestleMania or Wrestle Kingdom 9?
10.
2015.
It was a 4.75 out of 5 from Meltzer.
Okay.
And for me, I thought it was 5. So
listen, it was 2 years before this WrestleMania. Okay.
Ain't no way they that washed up in that time.
We went to New Orleans. Yep. Me, Jeremy, Rich, James, we played Crank the entire time. I sat through all that fucking hip hop, which I love.
Whoa. What the fuck does that mean? I sat through listening to all their hip hop and rappity rap. What is this? Are you showing him on the show right now?
The man telling on himself. Is he Mark Cuban in disguise?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm not Mark Cuban, but it was loud. It was a lot. Here's the thing. We got fucking there. And we were like, okay, I went through 13 shows. And I was like, I'm going to watch WrestleMania. And I'm going to watch Shinsuke Nakamura. And
one of the best wrestlers you ever seen in your life.
AJ Styles wrestle.
Another one of the best wrestlers you ever seen in your life.
At fucking WrestleMania, which is way bigger than Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
They just wrestled 2 years ago.
Right.
It's not like it was that long ago.
Right.
It's not like it's
and you've seen both of them be still very, very capable in the ring. Just like,
Nakamura's first match.
And if I remember correctly, didn't he have a match with Rusev like leading into WrestleMania?
Nakamura.
And
At Fastlane.
It was a damn 4-star match.
Yeah.
And then also like AJ was still great.
Yes.
AJ was the fucking wrestler of the year before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In all of the world.
Yeah.
Better than Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So I had expectations that were pretty high. I thought that the show was going to be better than Wrestle Kingdom.
I'll never think that ever.
Okay, but I
learned that.
I did, okay? And
it was supposed to be the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
It was supposed to be the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Yep.
Better than Wrestle.
And on paper, they absolutely should have been.
It should have been better than WrestleMania 31.
Let's put it this way. If you follow the on-paper trend that we've been talking about with WWE and how loaded their rosters are, you compare that to as far as you compare the execution of the on-paper to the second half of the year to the beginning of the year. If WrestleMania had been in the second half of the year, it would have been the best WrestleMania of all time because the women are fucking awesome. AJ Styles is fucking awesome. Daniel Bryan is fucking awesome. Seth Rollins can have a quality match, and then like there's less heat on these cards and not doing fuck finishes or whatever else.
I don't remember the whole show, but this is what I told Rich. I was like, listen, the show's gonna be great. It's gonna go down with the Ronda match.
We were wrong. That's the best match on the fucking card.
And then it's gonna get better when they do the AJ versus Shinsuke match.
We were wrong. That's one of the two most disappointing matches of the year.
And then the AJ match was like, okay, it's going okay. They're like having a regular match, but like pick it up. Pick it up.
I remember standing because I
remember like
sleepy.
thinking like very anxious, like, okay, they've had 15 minutes and they still haven't picked it up. This is like a Raw match. What the fuck is happening? 20 minutes goes by and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I've watched you guys wrestle. You were literally a match of the year contender in 2015. What the fuck are you doing? And then I was like, okay, he hit him with the Styles Clash. I've been drinking. I should go to the bathroom.
Wait, I'm wrong. That wasn't even 2015. That was 2016.
16.
No, 16.
Okay.
They had the match and then they both go to WWE right after.
Yeah.
Right. So 2017, we're at WrestleMania, and I was like, okay, so he hit him with the Styles Clash. They're probably going to go through a few more finishes because it's a big match, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So I go to the bathroom, and I hear 1, 2, 3, and I come out and I go, what the fuck? And I was so pissed. I could not believe my eyes when I saw that Shinsuke Nakamura got pinned of a fucking draft. Listen, in 2015, Roman Reigns got hit with a fucking.
Oh, we didn't even get to that yet.
Dude, there's still two more matches on WrestleMania 34.
Bro, he got hit with a Styles Clash on a fucking steel chair and he kicked out. There's no way Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna get beat by a Styles Clash in 2017.
2018,
but he did. Mm-hmm. He did, and I was so pissed. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna watch WWE after this night. And you know what? I was kind of on the fence, but then they fucked up.
And then 2 days later, you're like, oh yeah, Carmella catches on Charlotte.
Actually, you know what? No, it was the Roman shit. The Roman shit is what literally fucked me up.
Yeah, okay. We might as well just get to it. I mean, it's stupid as fuck. They had Braun Strowman win the tag team title with a kid. My fault. I'm sorry.
What's the order right now?
I'm next.
Jeremy's next.
Okay, he's done. Now Jeremy. Okay, so this is the first pick. So this is the first pick.
Well, you want to talk about the main event. WrestleMania 34, right?
No. We'll save it for later.
Okay.
We're all drunk, right?
Yes.
Roman Reigns vs. Brock Lesnar saga. Yeah. Okay. So Jeremy.
What a show.
What a show. Incredible. 1 hour in.
We want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Power Slam Series.
Yeah. Check them out.
Oh my god.
You know.
Four Drink Idiots. Brought to you by Power Slam TV.
Oh my gosh.
Drink responsibly.
$5.99.
Tells a Blanchard on Instagram looking good.
But no, Brittany.
What are you doing? What are you doing, guys?
Oh my gosh. All right.
First pick in the second round, Jeremy.
So
what you got?
We're only in the second round?
Yes.
Oh my god. This show's
so,
for like 3 hours.
My second.
The last one went like 2.5.
Yeah. My second pick in the Fuck Outta Here Draft 2018 is Saudi Arabia.
Oh my god!
Is that a gimmick? You know, like every time someone says something, that's your response. Like, oh my god! Like
yes.
Joey Styles.
My
god!
I think I've done that for every pick.
I know. That's why I'm asking you.
Listen, guys, if we're being honest, that should have been the first round pick, first round draft. That should have been your very
first round pick. You mean the first overall pick of the draft?
Yeah. Overall, I judge you, Jeremy, for not picking that first.
You not yourself for not picking it fourth?
Do you see the judgment in my eyes?
I can judge you for a lot of things, pal, but I'm not gonna.
All right, so Saudi Arabia, Jeremy.
How do you really feel about Jeremy? How do you really feel about Josh?
What was your big problem with Saudi Arabia,
bro? The freaking journalists got fucking cut up.
Yes. Slice up.
Slice
and dice.
Yes. Bro, they couldn't.
They carried this motherfucker out in the briefcase, bro.
And WWE's like,
bro, we're laughing about this. What's wrong with us?
No.
Nothing.
No. We're not laughing about it. Y'all are laughing,
bro.
Don't put me in that shit with y'all.
And then
I'm quiet. I was in there like, wait, y'all laughing about this shit? The fuck's going on here? I know y'all drunk, but damn, someone's dead.
And then WWE's like, it's a great fucking idea. Let's still go over there. Fuck the journalists. Fuck what the country is doing.
Fuck decency.
Exactly.
Fuck how they're treating the women.
Exactly.
In the country.
We care about money. We want the money. We signed this deal. We don't care. Kill everybody you want. We don't care. We're going to still come bring you this show because we signed this contract and we need that money. So we're going to go over there and we're going to do our propaganda show.
You should pay this time women, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should draft that as one that's off the board later.
No, I'm not going to draft that because it's bullshit.
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
So you do these two stupid-ass shows in Saudi Arabia just to run some propaganda bullshit because they're going to give you money.
I agree. Like, at what point is... Okay, so there's a saying, and when you play dominoes, or there's a saying just in life, not all money's good money.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And at a certain point, you have to say, like, what is worth your soul? And, I mean, obviously, you know, you made the joke that Vince McMahon sold his soul long ago, right?
Oh,
No
yeah.
chance.
But at a certain... point, it comes down to... Who are you going to turn off to where they just say, I can't rock with you anymore, and then, like, you can't ever get them back?
For me, it was when he said, it's me, Austin.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Okay. Well... oh, my God. Okay, so...
Kayfabe was still alive.
Okay.
These men are both still drinking red Solo cups, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
That goose.
So to continue my point, to give you my point, it's like, okay, if that's what you want to do, fine, but don't have people come on your behalf and come on Fox News or come on whatever and
like
say,
JBL bitch ass,
or Booker T, and come out there and say
Randy Orton
that we're trying to promote change in this country when clearly y'all not trying to promote change. Y'all are trying to cash that good check.
Y'all trying to get that dollar.
Y'all trying to cash that good check. And look, if you're trying to cash that good check, just go out there, do what you need to do. Shut the fuck
Tell
up.
us.
Shut the fuck up. Keep your head down. Stay low, and then move on. And you don't need to try to do PR spin. You can't spin bullshit. Because once you spin bullshit around and you stop, that's what it still is.
Bullshit.
Shit from a bull.
Yes, shit from a bull.
Okay, James. Here's my question. Can it be both?
I'm sorry.
Can it be both? Can
As
it be
far as what?
Them affecting change and them making that dollar.
Based on Saudi Arabia's history,
listen.
probably not.
No. Listen. Sure, if you're 5 years old and naive as fuck.
Okay. Well, I'm 5
or
years
you're
old.
the FDS.
Here's the thing. I'm 5 years old. I love John Cena. I'm part of the Fed Defense Squad, and I'm stupid as fuck.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
And
okay.
the
FDS. You did deadpan sarcasm. Gotcha.
The FDS, bro, they sweep that shit under the rug. They didn't talk about it. They didn't put podcasts out. They didn't put columns out. They didn't do shit.
Listen,
they were quiet.
If you cover WWE and you didn't talk about this shit, you're a coward.
Coward.
I agree.
You're a coward.
Fickle.
I agree. Like you're a coward, and it's like, look, man, it falls in line with we were talking about this. You're talking about this in a certain context of some of the Fed Defense Squadrons, as far as like you compare them to.
What's the Fed Defense Squad? I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so I'm just going to just step over that and just get my point and just like power through. So we were having a conversation the other day, and we were talking about how, and Rich made a great point about how. Correct me if I'm wrong, let's jump in whenever I was
sure.
Say it right. Like as far as making comparisons between Fed Defense Squatters and people that blindly and basically like flat out like MAGA people on the MAGA side, right? As far as y'all are just flat out okay with shit that's against you, that is flat out with just shit that's because you like something so much that you're willing to overlook right and wrong or good and bad. Right, let's say right and wrong. Let's say good and bad, and push forward with that, even to the detriment of yourself. To an extent, we're just like, okay, it's Obamacare. It's called Obamacare, so it's got to be evil. Right. So get rid of that. Oh, my healthcare is going. What the fuck? You're gonna come on a new system, or the system's not as good as Obamacare?
It's a disdain for reporting.
What is Obamacare?
Anyway, So you also throw that up. You also throw that in line with people doing the whole, if you don't like it, don't watch. It's a great comparison too. If you don't like this country, leave. Right. And with this in particular, and they just don't want to talk about it. It's just like, we'll just sweep it under the rug and pretend like whatever else. It's like, look, man. I love WWE as much as the next person does that watches this shit every single week. I do 2 shows a week covering WWE, and occasionally we talk about NXT, we talk about New Japan or whatever else. And, because of you two or whatever else, and y'all two are 2 people in my life, like, I hear about what's going on in New Japan or whatever else, but, like, I just parachute in and just cherry pick the good matches, right? I don't even get to all of them. Like, you know how many 4 and 3/4 matches from the G1 this year that I just did not see at all, or 4.5 star matches I just did not see from G1. I just literally watched like the best matches and just that's it. So for me to come out here and I love this thing and I want it to be the best it can be, and I want it to be free of controversy, and I also wanted to aspire people in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever else. So on that end, you have that, and you also have what you talk about when you talk about if you don't like this country, leave. And it's like, look, man, I fucking love America. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to stand up and be what the fuck they claim it is, right?
Right.
And that's the same thing when I want to hold to the standard they claimed it to be. Like, when you come out here and you say, we're not doing a good job, whatever else, like they just did the other week or last week, and they say, it's time to change some things and whatever else, and blah, 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 and then you come out here and you give me the same fucking show that you gave me for the past month. It's like, this is clearly you're lying, you're full of shit, and you should be called out for it. Because why? Because we want you to be better, and we know you can be better because you're fucking independent your developmental company is the better is doing better, and no one has anything to say even when they do wonky shit because people have faith in that show that more times than not they're going to get it right. We don't have the faith that we have in you is that more times than not you're going to fuck it up now at this point.
Zero fucking faith.
So getting back to this is like you throw out the part where we get to this part where it's like, hey man, you're in bed with a regime. With a frankly backwards political regime that's running this country, and they're treating women terribly, and you for some reason, like it's prior to that, you got Renee Young to call the show.
Who gives a fuck?
Not that there's women wrestling on the show. That yes, you're able to bring a woman on out there with you. It's like, man, not like y'all need to look. This, come on, man. Y'all, and also you're gonna have Hulk Hogan on there, and Hulk Hogan Hulk Hogan literally got over and promoted or pushed this company to nationally off the strength of him being an American symbol.
We gonna get to that later because he's a topic.
I'm sorry.
In itself.
My point is like you're gonna bring Hulk Hogan out. You're gonna pull out Hulk Hogan. You're gonna bring out Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan
try to sneak that shit by.
No. You're gonna bring out Hulk Hogan and you remember, but then you remember what Hulk Hogan stood for, right? As far as becoming an American icon. And it's like Hulk Hogan in the '80s would never have been down with the shit that it would have been. Like if this was a comic book or whatever else, Hulk Hogan would have been like with Captain America out here trying to punch out the fucking Ayatollah and shit. Like not obviously not the same country, but you get my point. Like they would have tried to bring down Hulk Hogan in his American virtues would have tried to bring down this regime, not been partnering with it because they're paying us $200 million or however many hundreds of $1 million over the next decade. Like this is bullshit. Like go ahead, so we move on.
Okay.
Saudi
Second
Arabia,
pick.
Saudi
Arabia, get the fuck out of here. All of that.
Are we still talking about WrestleMania or
no? No, we're off that. So we're in the second pick of round 2. So today I showed up with this shirt on for a fucking reason.
It's one of the Daniel Bryan, yes.
This is
the return.
Fight for your dreams, because your dreams will fight for you.
Your dreams will kick AJ Styles in the dick.
So with the second pick, I take Daniel Bryan's follow-up after his sudden unretirement, 2018.
So the first 6
or 8 months.
The first 6 months.
Correct.
Okay.
They have this motherfucker that shows up, falls out of the sky from a retirement, quote unquote, which I think was bullshit because they wanted to get Roman Reigns over. And Daniel Bryan was cleared from November of 2015 on. And what happened was they sidelined this motherfucker because they wanted to get Roman Reigns the fuck over and over again, and it failed every fucking time. And all Daniel Bryan would sit back and do was, hey, I'm not going to sit here and just take y'all word when I got every doctor in the world clearing me.
Hold on. It didn't fail, it just didn't succeed. Can we say it was just
What you mean?
Like you said, you're trying to get Roman Reigns over and over, and like, yeah, he did get over to an extent, but like not over the way they pushed him. So,
correct.
So like instead of saying fail, just say it just happened.
Well, I can't say that because his WrestleMania match was the most hijacked match of all time. If he was over, that shit wouldn't happen.
Okay, but I mean, he was number one in merch, so I'll get that.
Right.
Like,
okay.
So he's not necessarily a success, but he's also not a failure.
So Daniel Bryan comes back, and their bright fucking idea is to put him with big fucking Cass for 2 whole fucking months. Big Cass. Are you serious?
I hate to put myself over, but
you called this.
How many times did I have a conversation with you where I was like, this is what they're gonna fucking do?
You did.
Tell me what I fucking said in
March of 2018. You said this in March of 2018.
Were you serious when you said it, or were you joking?
You said they're not going to do shit with Daniel Bryan. He's going to be just a mid-carder. And I was like, nah, man. They know what they got. And this is me trying to take up and defend the WWE, which should be written down and fucking documented is something that I should never fucking do in my life. Because all they did was blow the fucking best babyface of the last fucking 20 years. All they fucking did was have him wrestle a 7-foot motherfucking stiff that they fired fucking a day later after Daniel Bryan dispatched of his pussy ass. Like, bro, this man should have immediately fucking went over The Miz and eventually got back to the world title on Monday Night fucking Raw. But what they did was stick him on the fucking B show and eventually kill his momentum and then turn him have this man so fucked up in the head mentally that he wants to turn fucking heel. Because all this fucking company does is want to get heat. That's all they want to do. So Daniel Bryan, being the smart motherfucker that he is, realizes this shit, peeps game, takes leverage on his contract, whatever, like with creative control, he ends up getting the WWE title and turning heel.
And as of right now, he's by far and away, like besides the point, because it's not your point. Your point is, like,
they blew 8 months.
The point is, if you can have a top hot, white hot heel or a top white hot babyface, you take the fucking babyface 10 times out of 10 and thank your lucky stars that one of those even came around, right? So,
and they fucking blew it.
So, Daniel Bryan right now is the top heel in the fucking company. Like, Brock Lesnar, I don't give a fuck, it's Bryan. Dean Ambrose, pardon me, I had to laugh at that.
LOL.
Right? McIntyre, bitch, please. You must have a mental disease. A suited position to get back down on your knees. So, so it's absolutely him. Samoa Joe, they beat him.
Tried. They beat him too much.
They beat him too much for anybody to really believe it. Like, it's one of those things. Like, it's the boy who cried wolf. Yeah. The second he beats somebody, I'll believe it. But like, his promo's still awesome. He still looks like he'll beat the fuck out of anybody.
More people.
Exactly. So it's Bryan. And Bryan is knocking out the park right now. But the thing is, we always knew he was going to knock out the park whatever he does. The thing is, he's so fucking good that no matter what you do with him, it was going to work. But you just have to get behind
Commit to him.
And this shit, what they did with him was completely say, we don't know him and Han. Meanwhile, they have him wrestle a bunch of matches. His first fucking match back, his chest looked like he's been fighting fucking Walter, right? And then they put him out there in the Greatest Royal Rumble, and he's wrestling alone and everybody else.
He goes 75 minutes. 75 minutes. So clearly, they fucking believed in this motherfucker, right?
Absolutely.
The whole time.
Absolutely. But then, you have the match with Miz or whatever else. They have Miz beat him because they're fucking idiots. And it's amazing. At SummerSlam, they have Miz beat Bryan, and look what they're doing with Miz.
Yeah. Nothing.
This man's trying to get a blessing
Miz
for
is a
blessing.
bottom of the mid-card guy right now.
Yeah.
Bottom of the mid-card. Not a mid-card guy, bottom of the mid-card guy.
And Daniel Bryan's a damn champion.
Yeah.
And then
it's like, what the fuck? What is going on? Like, do you guys have any, like, typically, normally, most companies, or just, if you're watching TV, you would assume that, like, if you win at one of these big shows or whatever, it should mean something for you going into the future, going into the next gigantic big show. Not here. No. Nope.
And then you see reports, Daniel Bryan's merchandise is down since he's turned heel. Well, no shit. He's not heel. He's telling the whole crowd they're fickle. And that they love pollution.
And he's not a cool heel. He's not the NWO. He's not the Horseman. He's not Undisputed Era. He's not the Shield. He is literally banging on everybody. And
he said yes is dead. Yeah. He got in a little kid's face and told him yes is dead. Like, what do you expect?
He's berating people backstage. He's berating people backstage, yelling at the top of his lungs like he's fucking Ole Anderson in NWA. He's incredible right now. Or Dick Murdoch or somebody like that. Minus the Klansman shit.
The Klan, yeah.
But you get my point. Like, he's incredible right now.
Oh my god. What are you gonna say, Josh?
I will never let this shit go.
What?
What's up?
I'm drunk.
Closer to the mic, sir.
No, what I was gonna say is literally I haven't been watching WWE, but like literally, Brian's moving the culture.
Moving the culture.
He's up there.
He is moving the culture.
I have a number 2 on the culture list.
Yeah, like it's so bullshit that they wasted this motherfucker. They would kill for Roman Reigns to get this reaction.
Absolutely.
They would kill for Seth Rollins to get this reaction.
Wait. You know the worst part about it is when you mentioned that about they would kill for Reigns to get that kind of reaction. He would absolutely get his reaction as a top heel. But they've said over and over and over, no, we're never going to turn him heel. Why? Because we know that if we turn him heel and then we turn him face later, or we turn him heel, he'll be over like a top heel, and then people will eventually love him again eventually, and then he'll be a top baby face. Like, we don't want that. No, that makes too much fucking sense. We only did that with his fucking cousin. We only did it with like a bunch of other people in the past where they were rejected. We made them, change up and remodify things, and then they skyrocketed.
All people wanted to do was see that man run as a top heel because all it did was make fucking sense.
Yes.
The whole time.
Yes.
And what
he
happened?
would have quote unquote earned it by that point in time. They shotgunned that man. We're talking about Daniel Bryan, but like it's
Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns are intrinsically linked forever, no matter what.
Absolutely. Yep. You're right. But normally, what happens is we talk about Roman Reigns first, and then we transition to Bryan. It's very rare that people talk about Bryan and then transition to Roman.
Right.
And, but you're right. Like, they don't know. Like, the 2015 Royal Rumble, like, we will always talk about this as far as it will always be this gigantic tipping point moment of, like, oh my God, this company has no fucking clue what its fan base wants. And they don't even attempt to. They're just gonna do what the fuck they want. They have plans. And
you got the next pick, James.
So shit happens. They just move on.
What do you think that? What was the pay-per-view where Roman Reigns wrestled Dan Bryan?
Fastlane 2015.
Yes, and that match was a classic.
Do you think that 15 years from now we'll be looking back at that match as like this intrinsic moment?
We
could.
You know what
we'll look at that match as? We'll look at that. We'll look. Yes. But one thing we'll also look back at it for one reason. One of the reasons will be this is Roman's first solo classic.
And his first for anybody regardless of whatever. And what happened? Daniel Bryan walked that man through every step of that match and laid down as good as someone could when they told you somebody's taking his position without fucking earning it. Yeah. That was what the story of that match was.
You know the best part about that match was the post match. But anyway, we can talk about that match real quick. Like,
do you know
that match is
we're 3 years later and we're still fucking talking about that match.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what we're also talking about? We're still talking about this fucking streak being broken. And we were also still talking about John Cena beating Lesnar when he first came back and the avalanche that caused for him.
And here's how you know the companies know better. Because it's 3 years later, we're still fucking talking about it. The companies know better.
But guys, don't worry.
It's actually worse.
Don't worry. The McMahons are back. They are listening to our concern. We're all part of the authority now. We have control of Raw and SmackDown.
Jeremy's part
We're gonna get new faces on Raw and SmackDown.
Here's what I know. This is what I've gathered. Jeremy's part of the authority. Rich's part of the authority. James' part of the authority. I don't watch WWE. I'm not part of the authority.
All right, James, you have the next pick, so if you want to wrap up that thought with Daniel Bryan, go ahead and then take your next pick.
Okay, yeah, so I'll get to that. So, the thing for me...
I love how calm he was.
Yes.
Well, I just want to make sure, because I want to keep the podcast on some semblance of time.
Thank you. With your drunk ass.
Yeah.
So for me, to talk about that match is like, that's one, that's Roman's first solo classic match. 2, that is a textbook match of showing a veteran guy versus a superstar guy that is quote unquote green or inexperienced or is like new to or is in uncharted.
It's like some Ric Flair versus Lex Luger shit.
No. For me, it's like when we talk about the potential Becky versus Charlotte or the Becky versus Ronda match at WrestleMania. This needs to be something that needs to be looked at and studied, and then they move, and this is a template for that match. That Fastlane should be a template for that. Be like Becky needs to be out,
she needs to be smarter.
Yes, more veteran experience and be able to take advantage of the rules than that, and also take advantage of weaknesses because this person is new to this game, right? And also like I remember the handshake after that match, right? And also Roman was the first person to ever kick out of the running knee for Bryan.
Yep.
But the one thing was after the match, they shook hands, like discussing, like, I hate you but I respect you, shake hands, and they like just want to throw each other's hands away. And I remember him saying to Roman, you had better whoop his ass or kick his ass. And I was like, okay, whatever, like I'm into like the Roman, I want to see what happens with the Roman thing, but until they did the tug of war. Anyway, getting back to now I have to pick, right? So I think that's
Daniel Bryan.
I have the third or fourth pick of this.
You have the third pick. Third pick of the second round.
So I haven't even looked at the list. Fuck the list. I'm gonna say it. It ain't been mentioned yet, but we were talking about Roman. I was thinking about doing the Becky thing, but whatever. Y'all will mention it, but whatever. So with the third pick of this third pick. Yeah, with the third pick of the second round of the 2018 Fuck Outta Here Draft. This man just wanted to.
What the fuck is he doing?
Josh just walked to a wall. Y'all ain't see it. Whatever else. Well, anyway, he was in the bathroom, came out and walked to a wall. Walked into a wall. Anyway,
guys,
with so with the third pick of the second round of the 2018 Fuck Outta Here Draft, James Boyd selects Roman Reigns getting his fucking head cracked at WrestleMania 34.
Somebody gonna get the head split. Somebody gonna get the wig split.
Yes.
Beat him up, break his neck, beat him up, break his neck.
I got a double for you. Look. 8-Ball MJG on 8-Ball on the Lil Jon Eastside Boys, Kings of Crunk album. Bust a nigga head to the white meat. Like this,
we some head busters. We'll knock a nigga out. We some head busters.
Hey.
Okay. Just for the record, for anyone now, Josh did not continue in the lyrics head nigga.
That was me. That was Richard.
Don't get it fucked
Derek
up.
Latta.
Anyone that just hear that or whatever else, we would have turned this shit off and deleted this audio if he said that. We would probably like, actually, we probably ended this show. Anyway, so
I've never used the N-word in my entire life.
I kind of just said that.
Oh,
I didn't say that part, but like I just like this. The old people would be like, wait, what? I know people's voices in this. What? Who said what? So anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so for you, right? Because you were hip to this.
What's up?
When did you realize that they were pushing Roman Reigns to be the next top guy in the company? Like when did it become like obvious to you? Or when did it like it popped in your mind like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the next top guy?
TLC 2014, and then he like had that promo where he declared
TLC
and the same thing. Yeah, when he came out with the big save for John Cena and Seth Rollins.
It had to be over there. It had to be. I remember you telling me he was the next guy by the time he was doing like. I remember you talking about the eliminations he had in the 2014 Rumble. I remember you talking about like I remember the 2013 Survivor Series. You talking about how many people he eliminated.
Eliminations. Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, so 2013, Roman Reigns he eliminated like 3 or 4 guys and was one of the sole survivors in whatever whack Survivor Series match he had. Not whack meaning like
eliminated Rey Mysterio.
Like, I just don't remember whatever.
Right.
I don't remember
whatever.
I remember like he was in a match and I remember he eliminated a shit ton of people.
He speared a lot of people.
Yes, so that too. So. Then you go to the Royal Rumble. He sets the record for most eliminations in 2014 Rumble.
Yeah. Those out, runner up.
And he finishes second, right? And people were dying for him to win because they knew that, like, we'd rather see him than Blue Tista, whatever Tista you want to call him at the time.
I thought it was over at the time.
He was super over at the time.
he was.
Right? Then he goes solo. The first, and you remember, like, it's kind of funny in retrospect because of how long he was down for. But the very first chair shot that Seth Rollins threw when he turned on the Shield was to Roman Reigns, and he laid there for forever while Seth Rollins
beat the fuck out of Ambrose.
He gave Ambrose like 20 of them things, but he only gave Roman 1, and Roman just sat there like, maybe if I sit still, he won't hit me no more.
Yeah, maybe if I play dead,
anyway,
you know.
It was symbolic and on purpose that the first person he hit was Roman. right? Because Roman was the powerhouse, whatever else, right? They also when they first started doing in 2014, when they first got into the Wyatt family versus Shield matches, there was a struggle going on involving John Cena slapping the STFU on Roman. I remember Roman. It was on a Raw. Roman powered out of it. He was getting out of it, and all of a sudden Bray brought his ass out and the fuck it up challenge, because he always fucks stuff up. He made things worse. Anyway, but that was somebody. They were showing you on TV. They're like, oh my god, this dude actually broke out of the powered out. So then you get to Survivor or SummerSlam 2014, and he beats Randy Orton at Survivor Series. He's at the he's building. He gets hurt, but he has the sports hernia, but they still keep doing like these via satellite check-ins on him every other week or every week, because it's like, we don't want to take him off TV because we want to keep that dude with momentum, because we protected him so well during the whole Shield shit and everything, and we want this dude to be the next guy. And then we get to 2015 Royal Rumble, and they fucked around and they put Daniel Bryan into it with like 2 weeks ago or a week ago or 10 days ago, and they stupidly threw him in there, and they thought that and they just didn't even thought the repercussions. They never considered repercussions of, oh yeah, the guy that was the most beloved guy
that never lost the belt. He's on a quest to go. He's on a quest to now possibly go get it back. Maybe we should chill off on that and have him come back after. But no. Actually, SmackDown just moved to Tuesday, so maybe we should use Daniel Bryan to try to boost the ratings. So let's just put him out there in a casket match with Kane, and then it's like, never mind, not
the best casket match ever.
And you think about WWE and the decisions they make, where it's like all of this shit is a cash a front end cash grab without worrying about the back end, right?
Right.
Like, we'll take all your checks for the 3 hours of Raw, even though it's going to erode our fucking fan base over 5 years by 3 million people, right? 3 million people are going to stop watching over 5 years because we're giving us 3 hours. We'll still keep taking the checks.
Never mind that.
We'll never mind that shit. Like, whatever. Like, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it, right? They're so myopic and short-sighted, they decided to go through all that. Anyway, and they fucked around, and that landmark moment was the moment where everybody knew Roman Reigns is the fucking guy. There's only 2 guys that can possibly win this Rumble. Roman Reigns is the guy. They say, fuck Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan's more compelling story, the longer history he has with the fan base, everything else, and they decided to run with it or whatever else. And luckily, Roman Reigns kept having fire matches on pay-per-view and big match spots or whatever else. And then they kept coming up with all these new schemes every single month, every single week, every single season to try to get him over. And some were brilliant, but ultimately the damage was done at that 2015 Rumble, and nobody's ever going to forget that shit. People aren't forgetting that shit. People aren't coming off that shit. People are just stuck in literally, they don't need to see no new information. They just know it's always fuck that guy, regardless of whatever else, regardless of how good that person is as a person,
right,
or not. It's always fuck that guy. So we've been pushing, but no, regardless, we've been pushing, and we have gone to now a 4th WrestleMania main event. Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. A 4th WrestleMania main event wasted on this fucking guy that we kept pushing for roughly 5 fucking years, because we have been dead set on having this guy beat this guy that broke the streak, and it's supposed to be some magical thing, even though we had him Goldberg beat this fucking guy.
And also the streak doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Whatever else. Whatever. And I always made this thing about, these are the only 2 guys who ever beat they've been game enough to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And we're going to get here, and we're going to coronate this fucking guy again, even though we coronated him at WrestleMania 32. Never mind that. We're going to keep coronating this guy,
yeah.
right? Sorry, I'm getting to it now. I'm starting to hit me. So, we're going to do this.
Started later than the rest of us, but now
I'm catching up.
He's starting to catch up.
Now, we don't give a flying fuck what the fans say. We don't give a fuck about his other Shield members and the good work they do. We don't give a fuck about AJ Styles and him being the best wrestler we may have ever had in this fucking company on the main roster. We don't give about none of that shit. We are pushing this guy. We don't give a fuck about Braun Strowman, even though he's big and he's ugly and he roars and he turns trucks over and
he's more over than Roman Reigns.
And pull shit down. Pull shit down like he's Shaq in 1990 in the early 90s.
Culture.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're going to bring him out here and we're going to have him say that Brock Lesnar is selfish. He doesn't give a fuck about the company. And after all of the work you've done to protect and pay Brock Lesnar $500,000 per fucking match, we're going to have Brock Lesnar come out here and shit on these fans and have these fans want him and give him go away heat with these fans and have them boo him or whatever else. Why? Because we're so desperate to get Roman Reigns cheered, even though we also tell people fucking lies about how it's Shades of Grey, pal, and a true white face can't get cheered in 2018, even though
no
motherfuckers
babyface and heels, pal.
Right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Roman come out here and we're gonna have him say that Brock Lesnar is selfish and a piece of shit. And it plays into the long-term storytelling that we've done with Brock Lesnar, where we have him literally do nothing in these matches, and people are bored of him. And he's going to tell us how he doesn't watch Raw, he doesn't give shit about Raw, he's just here to collect the paycheck because that's what his talents demand. And he doesn't do anything else, and he's lazy.
Finesser of the year.
So we get to the point, and Roman is beginning to piss beat out of him in handcuffs. And everything else in the build to WrestleMania to try to get some simpy on him, right? Not sympathy, simpy. That Scott Steiner simpy, right?
Yes.
So we get to WrestleMania, the Showcase of the Immortals, the 34th edition of the biggest show in North America, the biggest promotion in this fucking country. And what we're gonna do? We're gonna have them go out there and have some weird version of Brock Lesnar and Goldberg's match from last year, where all they're doing is signature moves and finishing moves. And we have protected Brock Lesnar to where all year he's been beating people left and right with one F5, even though we've exposed the F5 for the previous 3 years he's been back with the company. We're trying to make people completely forget that shit because no one's supposed to remember anything past 2 weeks. Whatever, cool. So we get to WrestleMania. People have told you and warned you over and over and over by crowd reaction and crowd response that people that are going to be at these shows are not going to have this shit. They don't give a fuck, and you better be ready for people to revolt on your match, especially given what happened at WrestleMania 31. People were ready to revolt on your match, but luckily Suplex City was birthday that night, and you guys went out there and you had a classic match, right? Or a great match. I don't necessarily want to go to the class part. We had a great match, and then we also changed the finish, and then we gave people something. We gave people something to be happy about at the end of the night. So we're gonna go out here. We pay Brock Lesnar $500,000 per match that he does. He has go-away heat now to try to get this fucking guy over. They're getting this guy over with the people that actually buy these tickets to these big shows, and it's the most hijacked match of all time. Yeah, there's waves. There's all the chants in the world. I can't remember all the chants. All types of waves. People not paying attention to the match. People just completely like it's the most embarrassing match of all time. And not only that, you won't watch their match. Their match is just like I said. It's the Goldberg Lesnar match, except it's not as good because it goes for longer. And it gets comical because he kicks out of all that you've done, all this thing of the whole year of trying to protect this F5, and they get to it, and he starts kicking out of the first F5, then the second, then the third, the fourth, and then the fifth, and then I don't know how long we get to. We end up getting to 5 or 6 F5s, and then we get to the moment of truth where
it was comical, by the way.
Hold on, let me finish.
They built it up for a fucking year, and then when it happened, we all just like stared at them like we knew this was coming the whole time.
Because you ain't fooling nobody because we saw this coming, not how you were doing this match. Like you kept having you killed off Samoa Joe, you killed off Goldberg, or you didn't kill off Goldberg, but like you beat Goldberg, then you killed off Samoa Joe, then you killed off Braun Strowman with one F5, and these matches that we almost thought like, wait, that's it.
AJ Styles
and also AJ Styles because we knew what was happening. This was the plan. So it goes into it, we watch it, and nobody buys it, and y'all just out there looking stupid. Brock Lesnar's out there looking stupid like, wait, how come the crowd's reacting like this? So we get to the moment of truth, and at the end of this match, and Brock Lesnar pulls the 2016 SummerSlam thing and quote unquote shoots on Roman Reigns.
Such bullshit.
Like it's a fake fucking match. Like, sorry, you were trying to sell us on this fake fucking match that
it was
Brock Lesnar goes into business for himself by shooting on Roman Reigns by busting his head open, and you're supposed to get sympathy on Roman Reigns because he got split open because of what happened to Randy Orton 2 years ago, and then he fights through, and he's about to go for the spear and get the win, and then Brock Lesnar catches this fucking guy
in his wrestling move.
He catches. I'm going to today. He catches this fucking guy after shooting on him. Right? He catches this fucking guy. And then he delivers and finishes him off with his fake fucking finishing move in wrestling and pins him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the match. Fuck this company. I stopped watching for 4 months. And if not for Chad dropping that book and doing the review and you calling me saying like, yeah, you know, Chad's doing the book, whatever he's talking to, and he talked about how frustrated he was with the product or whatever else. And I thought like maybe whatever else. I never give this shit another chance. I would have not watched it again. And honestly, I almost feel like, damn, maybe I should never still have not watched this shit. Because Raw fucking sucks. This whole Shield thing has fucking sucked. The Brock, like, turning Braun Strowman, he's a face. He turns heel for one feud, then turns a face back immediately. Why? Because...
Well, that's a whole nother subject.
I'm just so fucking over this fucking show and this product or whatever else. I'm just over it.
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, get the fuck out of here. I talked the whole thing through, but I needed to because this is the reason why I stopped watching for 4 fucking months.
I gotta address this. I've been silent. I know we spend a lot of time on this, but this was a very pivotal moment. James stopped watching for 3 or 4 months. I haven't watched since April of this year. The reason why I haven't watched is because the show was egregiously bad. Okay, let's go through a couple things here, and I just like to say this. Bruno to Pedro, from Pedro to Bob, from Bob to Hogan, from Hogan to Brett, from Brett to Stone Cold, from Stone Cold to Rock. From Rock to John Cena.
Mm-hmm. Baby faces.
We're talking about the biggest fucking baby faces in the history of the company. From John Cena to what? Roman. Go through the whole history of the guys that I've been talking about.
All those guys are beloved.
From Pedro. I'm sorry,
Pedro?
I'm sorry, I'm drunk.
Pedro Morales, who they never fucking talk about.
No.
I even tweeted Dave Meltzer. He never answered me.
Wait.
From Bruno.
No, Pedro, like, look, 2018 with all the memes and shit, they'd be like, yo, Pedro Morales, not Pedro.
Pedro.
Look, the fan base, like, we love us some Pedro. We talk to the Pedro. Anyway, go ahead.
From Bruno all the way to The Rock. Nobody ever in the history of WWE from the 1950s to 2018 has ever been busted to the white meat.
Let's say because FDS is apparently may or may not do this, so you have to say it's just the 60s. So go ahead.
Okay.
I think 63.
To the white meat.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they let Roman Reigns be busted to the white meat. Do I like Roman Reigns? No. Do I, out of the 4 of us, think that Roman Reigns is a good wrestler? I really don't. And I'm the only one out of the 4 of us who hold that distinction.
Yeah. You bugging.
I'm bugging.
Well, actually, after this year, maybe you're right. Because they don't let him have good matches any fucking more.
Yeah.
I really don't think that Roman is a good wrestler. I think he's an okay wrestler.
Like his TV matches are so much better than his pay-per-view matches have been this year.
Although I
nominated him. I put him on the TV Wrestler of the Year ballot.
I know you did.
But you couldn't put him on pay-per-view because pay-per-view matches are boo-boo.
Yeah.
Jeremy likes Roman. Rich likes Roman. James likes Roman. I just don't.
No. My thing is, I'm cool Roman one way or the other. Like, he doesn't bother me because he ain't really hurt nobody. My thing is, like, if you're going to push some fucking body, then push him and get the... And like,
get it over with.
Yeah, if you're going to push somebody...
Stop bullshitting with yourselves.
If you're going to push somebody, fine, push him. Don't do this shit where, like, oh, last year he's a losing record on pay-per-view. Fuck out my face.
But
you know why? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have people that are fed-to-fit squatters or people like
gonna be acting like he ain't the fucking top guy,
and they go out here and be like, you know what? You know that's not fair how you're treating Roman because Roman. People talk about how Roman is so overpushed or whatever else, but he's still losing. Look, he's losing record pay-per-view. And then at the end of the day, what's gonna happen?
He ends up in the WrestleMania main event.
Main eventing WrestleMania and backdooring his way to WrestleMania. He's WrestleMania. He's main evented 4 WrestleManias in a row, and he's only won 1 Royal Rumble. Fuck out my face. That's bullshit.
Can you imagine if Hogan backdoored his way into 4 WrestleManias?
It would never happen because they would never have to try to do all this manipulative shit to try to push this guy down your fucking throat. And the thing is, he's a good wrestler, so you don't need to do this, but you fucked him up because y'all are terrible at booking everyone. Not just Roman, not just Seth, not just pretty much anyone but Ronda Rousey. You have fucked every single one of these people.
And they're on the verge of fucking her up. Because you know, her...
She's on the verge of fucking herself up.
Yeah, correct.
No. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? If your promos are not hitting, because they're giving their input on the promos, and the promos aren't hitting. So if you're a coach, which is what the promo is supposed to be, is a coach to try to guide people on their way or whatever else, or depending on how hands on or hands off they are, they're hands off with her. So the guidance is, I'm going to give you some things on what not to do or whatever else, and you just try to not do that. If her promos aren't hitting, tell her not to do those promos, right? Coach?
Right.
Okay then. Don't tell her it's not really working and you're supposed to be a babyface and you're healing yourself up. So just continue doing the thing that's healing you up. You're fucking idiots. Do a better job.
You're right.
Yeah.
Josh.
And every single person we come out here was like, where people that like the fed-to-fit squatters, they get upset or they say they don't like Sami Zayn or a Dean Ambrose or a Dolph Ziggler or
Daniel Bryan
or a Daniel Bryan or
Kevin Owens
or
anyone that gets over organically
or a Kevin Owens or a Dolph Ziggler or Finn Balor, and it was like, well, they gave him one push one time, he had one moment, and then it didn't work out, so fuck that guy, he's terrible, he's awful, he can't do X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, that person is literally like, you don't understand. That person's literally like one fucking bulletproof vest away from being Seth Rollins. But y'all don't want to acknowledge that because y'all are assholes. So, and then the perfect example is like, people, the fed-to-fit squatters or people are always like, they're just jumping over, they're just like, the sub match wasn't that bad, like, or whatever. It's like, look, the sub match was fine, however, the sub match was fucking stupid. Why? Because
it didn't fucking hit.
Because Seth Rollins is a victim just like everybody else because this fucking company can't book! God damn it! Like,
it's a fucking company. It always comes back to Vince McMahon. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with anyone.
Exactly. It always comes back to this fucking company cannot book.
Podcasts period. Sound like it comes back to the fans.
It's the fans' fault, guys.
Yeah, it's the fans' fault that Dean Ambrose decided to cut 3 different versions of the same angle and kept rebooting it 3 talking times. It's our fault, right?
Yes, it's our fault.
It's our fault that Survivor Series ends where Raw wins 6-0, and there's no repercussions or ramifications for what happened in the storyline with SmackDown for getting their asses blown out the water, right?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our fault. We did that.
Yes.
It's our fault that
we're the authority.
We're the ones that decided.
We're the booking room.
We're the ones that decided to have Becky win 8 fucking matches in a row on TV with her finish in the middle of the goddamn ring, and then have Charlotte come out of fucking nowhere because Carmella wants to run her mouth off to Paige, so Paige therefore was to spite. Carmella said, "Okay, we already know you're getting your ass kicked by Becky at SummerSlam, so I'm going to fuck you even more because you're being a bitch to me. I'm going to have Charlotte come out here and be added to the match, and you're double fucked. So we're going to have her come out here and do this. It's our fault. We're the ones that decided to book this bullshit. We're the ones that decided that, a real fucking champion, winner, hero goes on an odyssey and a journey the long way and fights through and overcomes and then gets to the end and gets fucked and the bows are stacked and then that's a person that's supposed to just be evil, right? No, that's bullshit. Okay. I'm sorry. It's not our fault. Tell better stories. And you know how I know, like, it used to be where I used to think, I probably can't do any better. I know they can do better stories. They don't fucking NXT every single fucking week. I'm sorry. This is bullshit.
Okay.
Josh, you got the next pick in the Fuck Outta Here Draft.
Before we move on, I just want to make a couple points. And then we'll move on. One, we didn't book this shit.
Exactly. No.
Number two, no.
No, but the fans, they're just terrible. They never know what they want or whatever else.
They have to be responsible. They have to be held accountable for this bullshit.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm just cutting you. I'm sorry, Josh. So you have to suck it. So all this other stuff, there's never been any other genre of entertainment that I follow aside from like the crazies aside from like the Star Wars crazies, to where they say like people that are part of the creative process on these things, the actual production of what's going to be put out for people to enjoy, where they actually say, you know what, the fans are actually in the way and making this shit impossible. Other than just people that Star Wars, and that's it. That's it. Everybody else, people enjoy whatever else, and there's like a back and forth, whatever else, and you're trying to try to establish like a relationship between the creators and the fan base, and try to get people on board and shit. There's all that stuff with these Marvel movies, all this stuff with TV or whatever, people's favorite TV shows or whatever else. This, we don't tell you shit. We fuck things up left and right. And then when people point out that he's fucked up, we say, you don't understand how storytelling works, whatever. It's like, motherfucker, we watch all this stuff, we read all this stuff, we consume all this stuff and taking all this other stuff around the world and all this different versions of storytelling.
And you're the only company that fucks this up.
And also that, like, you are literally the worst fucking thing most of us all watch, period, as far as a product, as far as storytelling. Let's fuck out our faces with that bullshit.
Can I articulate for a few moments?
Sorry, go ahead. That just infuriates me. Go ahead.
Okay. Rich and James cover WWE.
Unfortunately.
For 5 hours every single week.
Jesus.
Jeremy watches it. I really don't.
I don't watch Raw.
You winning.
We run a very good New Japan podcast that you can catch every Tuesday. It drops. It's called Keepin It Strong Style. It covers New Japan Pro Wrestling. It does not cover WWE.
Can I join?
No. Yeah, you can.
Can I sign in the January 4th show, please?
But here's the deal. I purposely try very consciously not to speak about WWE because I would hate to be that guy who says that Ring of Honor sucks or WWE sucks or whatever, or OTT sucks or whatever the fuck it is. Impact, that I don't even watch it and be some bullshit artist when I don't watch it. Rich watches WWE every week, 5 hours.
But here's the thing, right? You can parachute in on certain, like Slammiversary of TNA this year, right? All in, you can parachute in on.
Right.
Sakura Genesis, Destruction, Dantaku, Dominion. You can parachute on. Strong Style Evolved, right? New Beginnings. You can parachute on all this shit and be like, you can find some stuff that you be like, that makes sense. I enjoy that. That was fun. WWE until literally SummerSlam, you couldn't say none of that shit for any of their shows.
But here's the point I want to make. James spends 5 hours of his week every single week watching WWE. Rich watches 5 hours of his week every single week watching WWE. Yeah. And they commit to this shit. Because
we're fucking idiots, that's why.
Because our program demands it, and because Lords of Pain demands it, and at the end of the day...
And we're two morons.
This shit actually sucks. I watched for years, and years, and years, and years. And every single week, I see all these Reddit users, and all these... what's it called? Like... Skype, or not Skype, what's it called?
Twitter.
All these Twitter users. And they have to...
How do you confuse Skype with Twitter? Never mind that. Go continue.
Because I'm drunk.
He's drunk.
All these different online IWC.
And these MySpacers.
All these MySpacers, all these Skypers.
All these live journalers.
Okay, all these IWCers for years and years and years that have had to defend WWE, and I gotta ask you,
these hail instant messengers.
All these.
Hey, I just want to ask them.
No, let me finish.
Okay.
Doesn't it get tired of defending this fucking company that just doesn't book good shit when every single other company in the entire world books logical fucking wrestling that has existed since the 60s?
You know what the part is?
You're the only company that fucking sucks.
And
you've gotten $2 billion booking a product that fucking sucks.
I just want to know, have y'all touched any of that $2 billion?
$2 billion in spite of yourselves, right?
Have y'all opened up y'all Cash App and been able to transfer that to your account?
I watched your main dude that you all love, that you guys defended for 2 years about how good he was and how the rest of us fucking hated him, get busted.
And we don't understand.
Get busted to the white meat. And I was so disgusted that I stopped fucking watching your show. And the rest of you were like, the WWE had a plan all along, and he's good.
Oh, yeah? Where is it now?
I stopped watching the shit because they busted Roman to the white meat, and the rest of you were like, he's good. He'll get his win back. But I was like, this is fucking disrespectful. They never did this to Bruno. They never did it to Pedro. They never did it to Hogan.
They never did it to Snook either.
They never did Bob. They never did it to anybody.
Brett, Sean, Undertaker.
Every other top star in the history of this company would have told Vince McMahon to go fuck himself.
Yep, absolutely.
But guess what? They busted Roman to the white meat.
Except maybe Rock.
And the rest,
Rock might be the only person that would have been.
And the rest of y'all are like, guess what? He got cancer and he's gonna be good. And I'm sitting here like, he shouldn't have been good. He should have won the fucking WWE title from Roman 3 years ago.
Or Brock.
The Brock.
He should have won it from Brock 3 years ago. And he didn't. And we've been waiting all these years, and they let this dude, an MMA fighter, bust him to the white meat. I stopped watching this channel. I stopped watching this show. I stopped watching this program because they fucked up a dude who's actually alive. When he wrestled, fucking what's his name? Jinder Mahal.
Oh my
God!
God!
At Money in the Bank, the rest of y'all got mad because the crowd hijacked the show in Chicago. Y'all should have been mad in New Orleans when they let Brock bust him to the white meat. Don't get mad in Chicago when he loses, when the crowd hijacks the show in Chicago, when the company lets this dude get bust to the fucking white meat in fucking New Orleans. That's why I stopped watching this show.
They let this motherfucker come out there with Jinder Mahal, and this was a fuck you from Chicago. How dare y'all put these two overpushed motherfuckers that we hate in this match against each other with a clear goal of getting one of them cheered. This was, speaking of that, Josh.
And then after that, and it failed, they decided to go, I believe, the next month, right? To the Joe shit, right? Is the next month after that?
Yeah.
No, the next month is the Bobby Lashley shit.
Oh, yeah.
The Joe shit was the month before that.
Okay.
They had Bobby Lashley beat
But
this
beating
man.
Jinder Mahal doesn't fucking help Roman Reigns.
Wait. So what you're telling me is they did the Joe shit first and then did the Jinder shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
We gonna watch that match tonight.
Fucking not.
No, we're not.
All right, Josh has the next pick.
Josh, you got the next pick in the Fuck Outta Here Draft.
In the second
So,
round.
My God,
The
how
last
long we
pick-
going now?
Okay.
A long time. We're an hour and 58 in.
Here's
Yeah.
why we had to spend so much on
right,
WrestleMania 34. Because a large portion of the fan
This should have been
base-
the first pick.
Yes.
It should have been the first pick because
Or one of the first two picks.
we went from 3 million viewers to like 1.2. And it started with WrestleMania. But I'm gonna say this shit. I don't have a lot to say about this. I know Rich does. I know the rest of you guys do. But NXT ain't the fuck what they say it
we gonna
is.
get to that.
Oh, that's
Is
your
that
pick?
your pick?
That's my pick. They sit here and they push all these fucking IWC idols. They pull in all these dudes. Matt Riddle, the fucking undisputed era.
The undisputed area. Who knew?
The area that is undisputed.
Yes.
The area of the era is undisputed. Ricochet. Keith Lee. All these dudes. The man of the hour.
Johnny Gargano.
I'm sorry, I have to say this. Okay, so you just said like the undisputed era, the undisputed area. Okay, so undisputed era with initials is UE. Okay, so the undisputed era is UA. Like that's an old fucking Youngblood song from like the early 2000s, like that during that New South era and shit.
Wow.
Like that. So that man's out here talking about that UA.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's a fucking scam.
Okay, here's the thing. They pull all of the guys that guys like us love. Us. And when I say us, I'm not talking about African Americans. I'm talking about Chris Bryant. I'm talking about fucking independent wrestling lovers. They pull the Matt Riddles and all these fuckers, the Zack Sabres, all these guys off the independents, the Roderick Strongs, the guys that we love. They pull them off the independents. They play defense against WrestleMania weekend so that Chris Hero can't get fucking over.
Yes. And that was in 2017.
They pull these dudes off the independents, right? And then in the background, they're pushing fucking Lars Sullivan. They're pushing fucking whoever the fuck.
Lacey Evans. The fucking heavy machinery who look like they're fucking straight out of the WCW power plant.
Who's pulling the...
No, hold on. At least Otis is wrong.
Yeah, I like Otis.
Who's pulling the numbers for these...
They're high voltage. Heavy machinery, high voltage, same fucking thing.
High voltage is the same thing as Scott Norton and...
Ice Train.
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice. Yes. Which I thought at the time in 1996...
I thought that shit was raw.
I thought
that's the old Marks.
Yes.
I literally thought they were the
I was a 7-year-old Mark.
I thought they were better than the Road Warriors in 1996.
What?
Yes.
The Road Warriors was washed by then.
In 1996?
You, lover of the Road Warriors? Top, top draws everywhere they win and shit.
Okay.
That's WWF.
I'm going to let everybody talk about this. Before we move on, though, let me just say this. They take all these indie guys off the indies so that these indie
no one else can have them.
So that these indie companies can't get over. So they're playing defense. And then guess what? When it comes time to pull guys to the main roster, guess what they do?
They push the motherfuckers they've always been trying to push.
They push the dudes that were on the fucking WWE roster the whole time. Johnny Gargano doesn't get pulled
fucking
up.
homegrown motherfuckers.
Ciampa doesn't get pulled up. All
Velveteen
these dudes,
Dream.
Velveteen Dreams, all the dudes who are moving the fucking
Velveteen
culture.
Dreams, plural.
All the dudes who are moving the culture don't get fucking pulled up. Guess who gets pulled up? Vince McMahon motherfuckers. You guys think
here's
we are the same? We're
not. Tall blonde woman, gigantic monsterish guy.
If you don't believe this,
big tag team that's goofy as fuck. What's the other one? Who's the other person?
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Who's a loon?
Nikki Cross is like the only legitimate call up.
I know.
No. Nikki Cross is like the only. Hold on, real quick. Oh yeah, Nikki Cross is like the only legitimate NXT call up, and then you also throw in like EC3, which is like EC3 is rubber stamp for WWE. Is like he's gonna be on the main roster the second Vince. They fuck around and see promotional photos or whatever graphics. That like there's an EC3 that exists. People are like, wait, there's a. Bring him, motherfucker, him. Yeah. You see what he looks like? I don't know why you been hiding from me, Triple H. That's the bullshit. I should fire you for some shit like this. Bring him to the main roster.
Y'all ever seen EC3 versus Rockstar Spud from 2015?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I have.
I actually had somebody send that to me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had I forgot his fucking name. Ryan Evans, I think, sent that shit to me.
Fuck him.
I'm gonna check that shit. Whoa, sir. He's our listener, sir. Sir, calm down, sir.
Are y'all gonna find me on the air like?
Oh my God!
Calm down, sir. Calm down, sir.
That's trying to be. You know there's rules to this. What are you
Calm down, sir.
But bro, back to this whole NXT thing. If you don't believe this shit, dude, Matt Riddle was involved. This man got an offer from New Japan. Going to New Japan. And all of a sudden, real quick, Triple H calls that man out of nowhere. All right, pal.
It's time.
It's time for you to come to NXT.
It's like the UFC Bruce Buffer. It's time.
It's time.
Has there ever been anybody? Has there ever been anybody that was ever like such a complete knockoff of their older brother, and like still was as successful as Michael Buffer? Has there ever?
Oh my god,
like, dude! Michael Buffer used to come out here and was like literally like he's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame ring announcer. Michael Buffer. Bruce Buffer comes out here and like goes on Twitter and says that he's a sophisticated lover of class and all things accordingly. Get the fuck out of here. You are out here like doing ring announcing for professional cockfighting.
Yes.
Get the fuck out my face with that bullshit.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, like I'm sorry, I just had to make that point. I'm sorry to just interject. Continue what y'all said.
But yeah, so all of a sudden Triple H called this man next thing he knows in NXT. Dude, they're literally signing everybody and anybody off of the indies right now. Rumored to come in next year. Shane Strickland, ACH, freaking what's his name from Impact? Trevor Lee.
Like ACH ain't been around. ACH ain't been around since like 2008 and shit.
Dude, all these guys they know have been Raw. All of a sudden, the freaking dust is out of their eyes, and they can fucking sign all these guys all of a sudden now.
You know, goddamn, like little. So what was it like? So was it when like ACH was out here?
Is it Black Girl Lost or Shorty OU for Ice? Which one?
Not even that. It's like okay, so yeah, you're right on that. But is it like what tipped it off that like you want to get ACH? Was it when he was like playing like? Was it when he was playing Tiger Mask Black? Is that what it was? Is that what it was?
Tiger Mask Dark, yeah.
He has a character, pal. I love it. Goddamn sign little guy. Look at him.
I think that is a charade. It is a sham. It is a scam. NXT is complete bullshit. From what they're doing, and they're pulling these motherfuckers that are not ready, and they are leaving all these motherfuckers that continue to be over and continue to actually move the culture, as I say, and also draw business, and also they would rather have these motherfuckers lose money for them in NXT than make money with them on the main roster. That's a fucking charade. Johnny Gargano should be on the main roster. He shouldn't be having the most takeover matches of all time. That's bullshit.
Is NXT the third brand, or is it developmental?
It's like people will argue it's both at the same time. It's like okay,
it's not.
But the thing is, wait. But if it's both, then why is there like there's takeovers, pay-per-views where like only person that's actually a homegrown talent
is Velveteen Dream
or Lars in Velveteen. Like. Make up your mind. Like if you're trying to do both, then do both, and that's fine. And look, we can be honest about this. They did do both a couple years ago. This has rapidly changed over the last year and a half, 2 years.
Since 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll say that.
My point is like, remember what NXT used to be when there was CJ Parker, Juice Robinson, and there was a Charlotte, and there was a and there was a Baron Corbin and a Bailey.
Like these are motherfuckers you found. I respect that. Like you put them through and you tried to let these motherfuckers get over in NXT. That's why, James, I argued so bad. It was so important for them to put Lars Sullivan against Aleister Black.
Right.
Because these motherfuckers have to put these homegrown motherfuckers in these situations to try to get over to make this shit seem legit. But what they've done is said, fuck all that. And what they've done is just like, yeah, we're gonna... leave all these motherfuckers that are in NXT, like Ricochet. Why wasn't Ricochet a call-up? There is no answer for that. None. He doesn't have to learn how to sew the leg. He doesn't have to know where the fucking hard camera is. He already knows. Look, he would be the best wrestler on the main roster if you called him up tomorrow on Monday Night Raw.
Better yet. Why did Finn Balor have to be there for 2 fucking years?
Yes.
Or Nakamura have to be there for a year and a half, or whatever it was. Bobby Roode, the same thing. Like
y'all freaking talking about Ricochet getting called up when Cien Almas is being wasted.
No, but my point on that is like
it falls in this.
It falls in on this. It's like they are picking and choosing who they want to push regardless of
who they sign. Regardless of who they sign, they pick and choose who they want to
regardless
push.
of who they sign, and guys, regardless of whoever they
Who's
deemed,
over.
or whoever they deemed good enough to or be the best, therefore they push them on the minor league system, right? So they decided we're going to go over this, and as opposed to the very simple thing. I talk about this ad nauseum when we talk about this NXT thing. It's like, look, you watch the Moneyball movie, you can see it for yourself. Billy Bean, we were working with underfunded resources or whatever else, and we were just trying to figure out like the best thing. Like, there's an old outdated model of how to do these things, and there's a model of basically what have you done for me lately, or what have you done, right?
Right.
And they're literally pushing people based off of literally looks, and because I talked to them one time, or I talked to them backstage, and it doesn't actually, and we don't know whether or not it actually or it may or may not translate to on screen. So Roman Reigns, Baron Corbin, they're tall, they're big, and apparently
Braun Strowman, Elias, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna go with the body. So Elias, Roman Reigns,
Jason
Corbin,
Jordan.
Let me finish. You keep adding names. Hold on. So Jason Jordan, Elias, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin. All these people are people that are tall, all have physiques and or have a look, right? They walk through an airport and they turn quote unquote turn heads, right? And you sit with them in a room and they give you some type of presence and personality, and then you turn on the mic, or you turn on the camera, you turn on that hard cam, you turn on the lights, you bring the crowd, and they wash out, and they're more or less unmemorable or whatever else. And they never sit down and reconcile the fact that is true, and they just continue pushing. And they never understand why someone like Becky, or someone like Daniel Bryan, or someone like AJ Styles, or someone like Samoa Joe,
and gets over
because of their promos, their strength of character, and they have ability to draw you in a way that these other people either haven't or never will. And they keep pushing these guys because they just think if we keep throwing these bodies at the situation, and these believable looking bodies in the situation, it'll work. And look,
nothing about their mindset has changed.
Now, hold on. They've had so much success based off of the fact that they've had so much success for 40 years or whatever, or almost 40, 35 years. Literally 35 years. On the strength of, you go back, and we talked about this earlier at the beginning of this thing. They did this shit with The Rock, where they beat Rock with Al Snow and Billy Gunn. And they thought that, like, that's a template to get people over. Same thing with when they came across the Bryan thing. Be babyface over, don't get over. And stop looking at it as anomalies.
Not realizing.
You look at every other wrestling territory from the 70s, 80s, whatever else. Babyfaces were not fucking 6'4" and 6'4" 260 pounds with shoot height and weight, and then their work rate or their work height and weight was like 270 and 6'7" or 6'8" like Hogan was. It was always smaller people. The smaller people were baby faces because they had to fight underneath over the big bad bully heel and overcome, and the crowd would be out living and dying with them, and then they throw the babies in the air when the baby faces won. Hogan did it because Hogan was able to work out at 6'4", legitimately 6'4", and everything else ever since then has been, we love these big gigantic motherfuckers, and they cannot work. We don't really care if they work. We just have to have them look a certain way, and we're going to keep pushing them, and hopefully they'll be as good a promo as Hulk fucking Hogan. Hulk Hogan is one of the greatest promos of all time.
And also, it'll depend on that motherfucker's individual ambition, because you can't argue with John Cena having ambition to get better, because he was not when he first came up and became a main eventer, and when he ended his main event run, you can tell there's a motherfucker that was motivated to want to get better and wrestle the best motherfuckers to silence motherfuckers.
There's a clear difference, and there's a clear openness to wanting to not hide.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Here's the bottom line about this entire subject. WWE has painted the picture that NXT is some sort of developmental system.
It is not.
And it's not.
It was.
It's kicking your promotion's ass at every turn.
I'm trying to figure out. What was the exact tipping point where we turned and where we can go back?
NXT take over Dallas.
That's when it's in your mind? Is it
yes.
Okay. And then they try to say...
So when Nakamura comes out, that's the end.
That's the end.
And then they were like, this is a third brand. We're going to build it as a third brand. But they really haven't. It's this weird in-between. What it really is, guys, if you're listening, it's them taking established stars internationally and on the independents and saying, we're going to snatch you up and take away your earning potential. We're going to pay you more as an individual, but we're going to take you away from these other companies that could leverage themselves to be bigger than us or compete with us. We're going to take away that earning potential.
No.
I don't know if they'll compete.
No, let's do this.
And then
no. They're going to pay you to where we're going to make your floor higher than it's ever been. Your downside, basically, we're going to make your downside make your downside bigger than it's ever been. The thing is, you cash that in now, you'll never know what your ceiling will ever be because you'll never find out here in this fucking company.
They're basically saying we are going to limit what you could possibly be outside of this company. We're going to bring you in, so that you can get over our guys,
right?
So that
or you'll just be stuck in fucking catering in 2 years.
Yeah.
So that you can bring our guys that we want to bring over because here's the deal. If you came from New Japan or TNA or MLW or whatever the fuck, we're not going to put you over.
Ring of Honor.
We're going to pay you off. You know when people say you sold out?
It's not the wrestlers they need to be directing that at. Because if somebody hands you a check for like $1.5 million, you're going to take that shit.
You're going to take it. Because
it's the fucking company.
The company is going to pay you to get over these guys that didn't fucking... I hear all these different podcasts being like, Becky didn't earn it. All these people didn't earn it. Lars didn't fucking earn it. EC3 didn't fucking earn it. But we're going to put them over at the expense of Keith Lee, at the expense of Matt Riddle, at the expense of Ciampa and Gargano and whoever the fuck.
Hell, even other motherfuckers that are homegrown like Velveteen.
Do you know how much better WWE would be if NXT was just the main brand? But it's not. And so we want to praise him for putting over Mustafa Ali while Tony Nese is fucking stuck
doing nothing.
And Grand Metalik is
I can't remember last time I saw
Drew Gulak.
I can't remember last time I saw Jack Gallagher.
Grand Metalik is putting on the internet, where should I go? Should I go to CMLL
or Independence?
Right.
Fuck this company.
Honest was miserable, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the bottom line is, you think NXT's one thing, but it's really not. So get the fuck out of here.
Like, NXT is a charade, a joke, a fraud, a scam.
Like, seriously. Almost.
And I've been thinking about this for a really long time. And I'm glad y'all, like, I don't know if I pushed this thought on y'all, but, like, it's like, looking at it, it's not what they say it is in any sense of the word.
Well, the thing for me was like, yes, we all knew they were hoarding talent. We all knew that. But I think the thing for you is like you pretty much kind of like it was like crystallizing. You were like the crystallizing realization that like, oh my God, they're not like they're hoarding talent and they're doing it via NXT and this is just a fucking scam and. They're running the biggest fucking super indie of all time, but that's never going to be a thing to where it's actually going to. How much of that shit are you going to wasting yourself? Anyway, like it's the greatest super indie of all time, but there is no path to actually becoming the next Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles or CM Punk. In reality, it's really just. We bring you out here. You're awesome. People are gonna fucking love you. And then when after you do your fucking 2-3 years or whatever else,
we're gonna move you on to
something else. And then we're gonna put you on ice for the rest of your life. And and then people are gonna start doubting you or give up on you.
Like Sammy. Nakamura.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi,
Hi,
Sami
Kevin
Zayn.
Owens.
No, let's do this. Hi, everyone but fucking Charlotte.
Hi, Sasha Banks.
Everyone but Charlotte.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Think about it. You look at the NXT.
Hi, Finn Balor.
You look at NXT since the network era. You look at NXT since the network era, and you can say how many stars did they make? Okay, they made Finn Balor on one night. They made Kevin Owens when he beat John Cena in that first pay-per-view, and they made Charlotte because because one, she's awesome, and two, they kept pushing her, and they kept having her win. So congratulations, she was awesome, and they kept letting her win. Thank God. What a shocker she got over eventually, right? So those are the only three. There's only one they still fuck with for some reason. So literally, you can say this whole NXT experiment, they produced all of one fucking star. Congratulations, guys. Developmental. One star out of 5 fucking years.
What the fuck happened to Neville? What the fuck happened to Bo Dallas? What the fuck happened to Wade Bryant?
Or Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett.
What the fuck happened to Tyler Breeze?
What the fuck happened to Baron Corbin?
You wasted 3 years of Tyler Breeze's career.
Samoa Joe, do nothing with, awesome. Look, promo of the year contender.
Move him to the B show. Fuck him.
Promo of the year contender. Had one of the 3 or 4 best feuds of the year on the main roster. Will never let you win a champion. Why? Fuck him. That's why.
What the fuck happened to Nakamura? What the fuck happened to...
This guy was my favorite wrestler after Daniel Bryan retired.
Finn Balor.
And then he just he came to the main roster and he became Hiroki Goto.
What happened?
And
What happened to Almas? What happened to the freaking
Almas literally, right? I'm not even joking about this. Like, you talk about Matt Salik, or you can talk about Lindsay Dorado, you can talk about Kalisto, and
He's the one.
I don't hold Kalisto in the esteem of McFrame Matt Salik. I don't want y'all to think what the fuck is he talking about? But for me, right, in WWE, Del Rio included, in WWE, the best Mexican wrestler that I have seen in WWE on WWE network or network television or whatever else since Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio's primes, or the early 2000s, is La Sombra, or La Sombra / Andrade Cien Almas. And he's on TakeOver with Johnny Gargano or with Aleister Black. He's fucking incredible. He's amazing. And even while they were trying to do absolutely jack shit with him on paper, they were trying to do so little with him that even they couldn't hide the shine when he was out there with Daniel Bryan and with AJ Styles, and they were having great matches on TV. And where is he now? Just nowhere to be found.
Just a dude, a jag,
this is the
literally.
first week we've seen him for a month or 6 weeks or whatever else.
What he do? Eat it. Well, actually, Daniel Bryan got pinned, but he still lost.
But he lost. It's dude, he is.
And then, spoiler alert, he loses to Mustafa Ali the next week.
James should pick the next subject, but here's what I want to say. If you're a Fed Defense Squatter, here's how you know that you're a Fed Defense Squatter. If everything that we've talked about this week you've had to defend. Instead of sitting here,
instead of saying, yeah, I see what they're saying.
You
might have a problem.
The thing that's so infuriating is the people that are me and Rich talk about this, right? Because Rich is a huge Lakers fan, and he's also a huge Kobe fan.
Apparently, Rich is a really big fucking LeBron James fan.
Well, he's on the Lakers now, so.
Well, that's your favorite.
I see what you're doing.
That's your favorite player, right?
I see what you're
Back to James.
Okay, so, all right. Rich is a diehard Lakers fan, and part of that is he grew up on, and Kobe was his guy because that's his era, right? That's the guy Shaq got traded, so the only thing he had left for him was Kobe, right? And look. If Kobe's the only person you have, Kobe's one of the 10 greatest basketball players I've ever seen, or one of the 10 greatest basketball players of all time. That's perfectly fine. So, there is a large distinction to be made between people in Los Angeles or around the country between being a Lakers fan and being a Kobe fan. And Rich will announce this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I happen to be both.
Right. You are one of the. You fit the. You are inside the center circle in that Venn diagram. So, there were so many people that you consider, are you Fed Defense Squatters or are you Roman supporters? Or part of the Roman Empire, right? That's part of
right.
That's part of the whole...
they kind of hand in hand.
Right. So, tell me why someone like Josh, someone like me, who come out here and will not give a fuck about being honest about whether or not this show fucking sucked or if it was good and explain to you the reasons why it sucked or not, week in, week out. Me and Josh were both so fucking appalled at what they did with Roman at WrestleMania that we both fucking saying, wash our hands, I'm out. Fuck this. They don't know how to fucking book. They literally booked all these other people around, all these other people but the top guy to be shitty, and then it was time to put over the top guy. They said, we're going to book him like shit too, so therefore, no, we 50-50 booked even the fucking main eventer. What the fuck? So, we left because we were so appalled. I heard people that were quote unquote that claimed to be part of the Roman Empire as well, also be upset about what happened to Roman at WrestleMania. And meanwhile, they still stuck their asses around, and these people also do double duty. So you think they're both. So you think you feel like they're more Roman than it turns out. No, all of this is Fed Defense Squad.
They love WWE more than they love Roman.
Like you could like these are the people that are like these is another line of these are the Republicans that will back Trump. Why? Because Trump is the person that has the nomination. They think like the racists would be damned. The terrible.
It's
the
all
terrible.
work anyway.
The public discourse. The public discourse.
Well, you missed that whole conversation that we had the other day.
The public discourse, the dishonor, the disgrace, the Russia,
the disdain for reporting,
grab him by the pussy, all that be damned. I just want my fucking side of the argument to win. And it's not an argument. We're just saying, hey, this show has fundamental problems that makes it hard to enjoy the show. You're saying, shut up and stop watching. You are fucking morons. Like, either you're a moron or you're rooting for the show. You're rooting for something you watch. Like, yeah.
And it's like stick up for what you like, right?
I remember there was a cut scene from American Dad of Lois's dad talking about like he's at the house watching Medium with Jennifer Love Hewitt on CBS. He's like, he's sitting there at the house like, yeah, I'm watching cinema. I'm not going anywhere because I'm watching Medium. Yeah, go Medium. Yeah, Medium. Like they're just like, yeah, Raw. Go Raw.
Yes.
That's not how.
It's like, stop fucking hiding.
Stop cheerleading. Watch the show. Watch the show. And I'm not saying that. Look, watch the show. Enjoy the show. Be honest about the show.
Right.
That's it.
Let's tell the truth.
This show has been bad. I'm shitting
tell
on the show.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
The bottom line is there's people who, for a long time, claimed that they supported Roman. And in actuality, they support Vince McMahon. They support
and all the fucking bad
Titan Towers and all of these
Stanford, Connecticut.
When their boy got
they're out here supporting this fucking drunk baby making the decisions.
when their boy got split to the white meat, they were like,
if they would have did that to Daniel Bryan in the main event of WrestleMania, like I would have been like, fuck this company, fuck Vince McMahon, fuck WrestleMania.
No, better yet. He's not in the Rumble. Batista was the Rumble. They go through the three-way. He beats Triple H. He gets the RKO powerbomb through the table.
And
he gets stretched off. He never comes back in the ring. He never comes back into the match. That's about as bad as what he did with Roman. They bust his head and he loses. That's about as bad. That's just as bad. That's just as bad. Fuck this. I'm done watching. I'll do something else.
I've drank enough water at this point to articulate a actual logical argument. You guys claim that you love WWE or Roman, but the bottom line is this boy, who's an actual human, got split to the white meat where he was like
For a fucking work.
It's a work. It's not real. And you guys are like, titles don't matter.
Wins and losses don't matter. Spots on the cars don't matter.
Does the blood that came out of his head, the liters of blood that came out of his head matter? Because that dude literally bled for his art, and guess what? He got beat. He got booked to be beat.
Like a bitch.
Like a bitch at the biggest WrestleMania in history. And guess where he got booked to like lose again, basically.
Yeah, 2 weeks, a few
months later.
Was it 3 weeks later? Is Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yeah. Greatest Royal Rumble.
It's like 3 weeks after WrestleMania, right?
He has a cage match, and he basically spears this motherfucker through the
cage, and it's supposed to be.
And they botched the finish.
Yeah.
They botched the fucking finish.
They botched the finish.
Roman lands first. I'm like, oh, I don't know who landed.
I don't know about that one, Chief. How the fuck? How the fuck?
We're 2 hours and 30 minutes in.
So we're 2 hours 30 minutes in. From this point,
this is our best podcast ever.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's the
Okay. No. From this point, we've got some stuff left on the board. Right now, I'm gonna just throw it up so we can bang the shit out in a half hour, and then whatever. Braun Strowman's booking.
Okay. After this, I get to go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, yeah.
Jeremy, like, Braun Strowman's booking. They fucked this man from January when he was over, he was big, he was ugly, he was mean, he was intense.
He roared.
He roared. He threw motherfuckers around.
He flipped over shit.
Yes.
He
pulled shit down.
He got
like
more.
Shaq. Like fucking 99.
This man was fucking Batman shooting out fucking anchor hooks to pull shit down.
He got more over than Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word.
He got more over than everybody.
They put him in the triple threat match at the Royal Rumble to fuck him. Because he couldn't win the Royal Rumble. So what they have to do, put him in a triple threat match where he couldn't take the pin. Then they put him in the Elimination Chamber. And then they had him beat Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Elias, John Cena. Who else was in that match?
Seth.
Did I say Rollins?
Yeah.
There was one or more of the motherfuckers because there were 7 motherfuckers in the match. But he eliminated everyone except Roman Reigns, where he bowed down before him like the West Side Connection. And he came out there and just lost like a bitch, shook Roman Reigns' hand and left the fucking Elimination Chamber. And then he tagged with a 10-year-old child because they had no fucking plans for him at the Royal Rumble. Then they came and let this motherfucker meander in meaningless tag matches throughout the whole fucking like middle part of the calendar.
Then,
they put him in a feud with Owens, and then they have him win the Money in the Bank, and that also is a fucking charade, because what they do is after the Money in the Bank is won, they have him use that as a reason not to compete in the qualifying matches, which Roman Reigns wins to get the shot at Brock Lesnar. So he's stuck there with his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he gets to SummerSlam, and he's used as a fucking prop so Roman Reigns can win the championship and they can rush off the air like they stole something in the middle of the night. Like nothing.
But Rich.
Oh my god.
They're trying to get over Brock as a monster heel, and fucking he's never gonna be as good as Brock.
Yeah. So Brock Lesnar or Braun Strowman has gotten over. He's done everything you wanted, and he's been this motherfucker that's captured even motherfuckers like us that go for the real wrestling, and he's just this over and this awesome and whatever. It's like, yo, just fucking go with them. See what fucking happens. But no, that's not for you, baby.
They turn that man heel.
They turn him fucking heel.
That's not for you, baby.
And then they turn him back fucking face after Roman Reigns gets fucking diagnosed with leukemia. God bless him. Hope he gets better. But Braun Strowman has to turn babyface on a fucking dime. And then all of a sudden, they get to Crown Jewel, and what do? They come out there and F5 him 5 times like he was Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. Vince McMahon doesn't want a top guy. I'm convinced.
That was to keep him strong, Rich.
Oh, I'm convinced. Vince McMahon doesn't want any motherfuckers over.
Hulk Hogan was put over by getting fucking,
just fucking submitted by the Iron Sheik.
F5 Yeah, he was put in the fucking camel clutch 5 times and then...
Roddy Piper put him in a fucking sleeper hold and just choked him out.
Andre the Giant just, choke slammed him 5 times.
Andre the Giant put him in fucking 5,
The Macho Man Randy Savage hit him with 5 fucking elbows and left him out.
That's how you get motherfuckers over.
Ric Flair just submitted Bret the Hitman Hart and just told him to go the fuck away. Shawn Michaels hit Stone Cold Steve Austin with a super kick and another super kick and told him to go to hell.
Guys, wrestling's been around for thousands of years. It's pretty simple. It's simulated fighting. The way you get somebody over is you make them win a lot of shit fucking matches. You don't make them fucking lose. Or get hit with fucking 5 finishers 5 times.
Yes. And the thing is,
and lose.
And the thing is about this is so upsetting. Is
can you imagine Kenny Omega ate 5 fucking Rainmakers? Oh my god!
And the thing that's so upsetting is, because they have booked this, they've done this 50-50 shit for so long. People amongst the FDS or whatever else will come out here and say, amongst the Fed Squad will come out and say, wins and losses do not matter. It depends on what the story is and whatever else, right? Blase squad. So,
well, you know what makes the story?
Hold on. So,
who wins and who loses?
Right. That's part of it. So, or that's it. That's not the end all be all, but that's a huge fucking part of it, right? So, that's their logic, and they don't understand that wow. Vince and them may believe that shit, or Russo may believe that, which is why are you falling behind the fucking Russo booking? Anyway, they might believe that, the bookers.
Radical white right-wingers.
The people that watch the fucking show do not. And you want to know how I know they don't? Because people win and lose outside of fucking Daniel Bryan, or outside of Daniel Bryan, when you lose, people give up on you over and over and over and over. And there's an overwhelming preponderance of evidence that says that if you beat somebody over and over and over again, people are going to stop caring about that person. Because why? They're a fucking loser.
Sami Zayn.
Yes, they're geeks.
Bayley.
Bray Wyatt.
There's a reason TLC wrote that song
Finn
about
Balor.
No scrubs. I ain't want no scrub.
Right.
Scrubs guy can get no love from me.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So you keep putting these people in these high profile situations and they keep fucking failing over and over and over and over. That person's a fucking loser. Period. The end of story. Unless you come up with something else, that person's a loser. Samoa Joe's another one that his promos are he's barely holding on because he's an incredible promo.
Right.
Sasha Banks is holding on for roughly 2.5 years off the excellence of her matches because she kept losing. And then they went out there with Alexa and said that what are you gonna do? You're the champion. You're gonna fucking lose again because you've never been able to defend your title. And what they do, they come out there and fucking beat her after they said that. It was okay, so she is a fucking loser after all.
Right.
You literally crystallized it for the fan base to know that, this person's fucking loser, and you did it anyway. And then wonder why, this is where we are with Bayley, this is where we are with Sasha, this is where we are with all these other people where it's Bray Wyatt or all people you named. And I just would wish that when it comes to the Braun Strowman thing is you have figured out, you keep fucking this dude and you keep figuring out how to save face time after a few times. It's
eventually it ain't gonna fucking work.
Eventually you're gonna keep doing. Eventually you're gonna try it one more time, and that's gonna be the straw that breaks camel's back because you can't keep doing this. Somebody keep bouncing back and rebounding.
And do you believe in him going against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble right now?
No.
I don't.
No. Is it? I treat this the same way. I had this the same way that you had. I had Daniel Bryan in 2013 SummerSlam. It's look. I ain't buying. Look, my arms are folded, and I'm fucking pessimistic and not believing that shit until I see a 1, 2, 3. I see a power slam and a 1, 2, 3, or a DS lock and a tap out. I ain't buying that shit.
Let's close this one up.
Here's the shit.
After Josh,
the alcohol's flowing. We're deep into this shit, and some of you probably are listening to this and be like, "Fuck these guys." They have bad takes. But here's the bottom line.
Oh well.
If you have to defend every single thing that we're saying
is a problem.
You're a Fed defense squatter.
No, my thing is this, right? If you think we're being hyperbolic, fine. If you think that like all we're saying is bullshit,
think we don't love
wrestling, if you think everything that we're saying is, or if you think that like every single topic where we talk about this stuff, like everything we're saying is bullshit, then like I kind of don't want to fucking have you listen to what I'm talking about, or and I don't also want to conversate with you because clearly you're a moron.
Do you think that the four of us wouldn't love to have WWE
be amazing?
Who has the greatest roster of all wrestlers in the history of humanity?
The history of humanity. Look, bro, I don't know how good the Romans was wrestling, bro.
The greatest wrestling product in the history of all times. We absolutely would, but the problem lies.
Look, bro, I heard Cleopatra had an incredible territory. I don't know.
If you're sitting there blaming the fans for the crappy product that's being put out instead of the 80-something-year-old man who's in charge of it.
Goddamn! He's 73!
Okay. Sorry.
Goddamn!
Instead of the 70-something-year-old man who's not in touch with the culture, not in touch with what you like as a human being, then there's a problem. You've been brainwashed.
Been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
You've been run amok. The problem lies in this. The wrestling it's not very good. The wrestling's not good.
I could deal with the wrestling not being as good as New Japan if the booking was, if there was booking logic that made sense beyond.
It's not good.
No, the booking is worse than the wrestling.
Yeah.
The booking sucks, the wrestling sucks, and I'm
No. The booking is horrendous. The wrestling is mediocre.
The wrestling is a reflection of the
Actually,
booking.
no. I'll take it back. The booking is horrendous. The wrestling is average.
Average to mediocre.
So what else we got?
Okay. So, AJ's pay-per-view finishes.
AJ Styles' pay-per-view finished.
This man, AJ Styles, I've been watching AJ Styles since freaking TNA. This man having awesome matches. And he was the Wrestler of the Year in 2016. Finally came to WWE, having this incredible year. And now he's finally WWE champion again. He's a big baby face. And what do? Every freaking pay-per-view, some bullshit.
Okay.
Freaking low blows, disqualification, double DQs,
double count out.
Yeah.
No, ref misses the fact that he tapped out, so he actually gets the pinfall. That happened at Hell in a Cell with Samoa Joe.
It's like, dude, this guy is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and y'all keep having him win off of some bullshit.
He's the best wrestler they've had since what, like Angle?
Yes. Probably, yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, since Angle, like, he's probably been better than Angle, but my point is still the same. It's like, he's at least since Angle, since, like, since, like, 2006, 5, or whatever else, he's the best wrestler they've had. And they keep fucking this up.
I don't know how you put the belt on this guy, send him to your B show, and then have him go over all these dudes, but not really. But, treat him like a bitch and never let him main event anything because of the politics of Monday Night Raw having to be the A show and having to go on last. When you have the Intercontinental title with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler in a 3-star bullshit match over this man. And then...
What match did AJ have at a pay-per-view?
He had a match against Rusev at that pay-per-view.
And that match was
better than that match. So, AJ Styles, the whole time, I want to say after SummerSlam, I was like, you know what? They might as well just take the belt off AJ Styles because they clearly don't respect him. They clearly don't want to use him like a top guy. So just fucking be done with it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't AJ's fault or anything. Is he wrestling at the same level he did in 2016? No, he's not. But he's handicapped by the booking.
Here's the thing, right? So check this out. I've done this before, right? This was before we got the TLC where he had the 4-7-5 match, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously we haven't always had to say this before then because people, love to do this shit. Like, Meltzer's ratings are just for reference. They're not an end-all, be-all, right? But I will say, 9 times out of 10, if you are more than a half star away from him, you're smoking rocks. So, before the 4.75. AJ's average star rating this year was 3 on pay-per-view was 375. 375 is a great match. Like, it's a great match. So on paper, all these matches were great until these finishes left sour taste in people's fucking mouths. Where they just
so they probably got dropped to that level.
Right. Can you
yes.
imagine how
So these matches are really like, you know, 4-star matches.
I remember
4.25, 4.5.
Because I remember at
these finishes
SummerSlam,
are bullshit.
I gave it a 4.25 with the bullshit.
Exactly. Same here. Same here.
Yeah, they fucked AJ Styles, and he was probably the best male on the roster this year.
Probably,
overall.
he absolutely was. Okay, so
get Seth Rollins the fuck out of here, baby.
Okay,
like
you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, throughout the entire year, you look at the entire year, right?
He chased that motherfucker down.
He has a high. He chased him down by the end, right? And then he also he's the best pay-per-view. He's the best pay-per-view male on the roster, right? Overall, throughout the 12 months. And then you throw out the fact that he's also one of the 5. He's one of the 5 best on the main on pay-per-view. I'm saying on TV too. And if you want to compare the promo stuff between him and Seth, he's also better promo than Seth. So it's like, I don't know what to tell y'all, Seth fans. Like, I like Seth as much as the next guy, but there's been a clear line in the sand from this guy from before he blew out his knee to after he blew out his knee, and then the beginning of this year. And you look outside of the beginning of this year, Seth has been just, he's been not the guy that we thought he used to be.
WWE
the 3-star, the new 3-star savior, not Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins has been the 3-star savior.
3-star.
The high 3-star savior.
Yes, the 3.75 savior.
Yeah, the king of the 3.75. Yeah,
dude.
Maybe we should drop it at 3.5.
3.5 star.
Okay,
savior.
3.5 star savior. Fine.
Right.
Fine by me. For me, the difference between a 3.75 and a 4.25 is so small.
It's a big difference.
It's so small to me. I honestly, I look at these Meltzer ratings over the years, and I'm like, there's only gigantic lines of delineation between he safeguards against 4-star matches, and he safeguards against 5-star matches. Everything else, it's a gigantic 4.25, 4.5, 4.75. I'm sorry, 4.25 and 4.5. I'm like, I can't tell the difference, and neither can he by looking at his ratings, right? And then the same thing with 4 or 3.75 and 3.75 and 4.25. There's no line of delineation between those. Those are all roughly the same. So I watched him whatever. It's so that's how he is too. But 5 stars, bitch, if you get a 5-star match from him, that was damn sure a 5-star match. Ain't no mistake about it. You know how many matches I'm that's 5 stars. 4.5? Kiss my ass, Meltzer. That's not gonna be a 4.5-star match. Get the hell out of here. That match is a classic.
Caleb just texted me and was like, I think you were drunk on the last podcast. And I was like, I definitely was, and I definitely will be on this one as well.
Yo, so we got 4 more things.
Speed round.
Speed round. Hulk Hogan reinstated in his bad apology.
Bro, that was going to be my next pick, dude.
You remember after Gordon Hayward broke his leg last year, beginning the first game of last year?
Yeah.
Who? Gordon Hayward.
You're on the Celtics.
All-star for the Jazz. All-star for the Jazz. Came to the Celtics.
Big money contract.
They were going to be a title contender, a Eastern Conference contender. He breaks his leg in the first night, or not break his leg, his foot gets dislocated. And
snaps his ankle.
Foot is sideways in his shoe. His shoe is literally like this in his foot.
Damn.
Right. So obviously
looks like a right angle.
Yeah. Completely turned to the side. Right. So anyway, it happens, and Kevin Harlan, because oh my god, it's Gordon Hayward has broken his leg. He's just broken his leg. He says this like that, right? And then all of a sudden you see Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are freaking the fuck out because they're on the court as it happened. And you can see his foot sideways, and then it's over by the Celtics bench, and people on the Celtics are just fucking crying because this is their teammate, and this fucking horrific thing just happened to him, and it's the worst thing. It's I actually watched the Paul George thing live when he broke his foot too, and it's why the fuck why am I so fucking unfortunate to watch this shit, and why does shit keep happening to these people that don't deserve this, and this is like a fucking car accident happening to them while playing basketball. Anyway, you see Dwayne Wade almost like he looks away and he takes a knee and he's like looks down like just like I can't believe this shit. This is fucking disgusting or / like oh my god, I can't believe this happens to this guy, this poor fucking guy. It's just terrible. Like what we were just talking about, because I was doing this promo, I can't remember what we were just talking about.
Hogan.
Oh, Hogan. That face of Dwayne Wade looking down like just like, oh my god, this is fucking horrendous. I can't believe this. This is the worst fucking news ever. Like that is my face when I heard when this Hogan this shit. Just I can't believe it. This is fucking horrible. So yeah, I'm equating Hogan coming back to like somebody like seeing something traumatic happening to them in front of their fucking eyes. So yes. Let's talk about the Hogan shit.
Hulk Hogan, as soon as the news broke, I immediately went into a column that pissed all you motherfuckers off, that came in my comment section and had that shit 80 comments deep on some bullshit. Y'all came in here and put your undercover racist capes on, and you told me that Hulk Hogan was not a racist when he fucking said he was, and he was a dude that WWE has no real use for in 2018. Who is he for? I thought this was a kids company. Apparently not, because kids didn't grow up with fucking Hulk Hogan. We did. And then we saw this motherfucker on this tape, this sex tape that he eventually gets sued for. This was 12 years ago. He frames it as an apology, a bullshit apology, and a message about social media.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Social media wasn't even fucking popping in 2005, James. Jeremy? What the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is WWE talking about?
It wasn't learn from my mistakes and don't be a fucking racist. It was learn from my mistakes and don't get caught.
Exactly.
Don't get caught. Literally, the fucking Jeezy song. Don't get caught.
Like, talk all the shit you want, kids. Just don't get caught.
Pay attention, brother.
Hey.
They might
That
have
was
cameras on you
that
at
was
any
another-
time.
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
That was another Jeezy song. Say what the fuck you want. Don't put your hands on me.
Hulk Hogan a whole bitch.
Like,
And if you down with Hulk Hogan, fuck you too. Straight up.
If you're homophobic and you get caught on camera, you're homophobic. If you're racist, you're fucking racist.
Bro.
If you're xenophobic and you get caught on camera, you're xenophobic.
The thing about his racism was there was levels to his racism.
Let's not even get into whether or not someone actually saying something racist actually is a racist. Let's focus on this. You said something racist. How about we focus on the fact that you said something racist? You need to make amends for the fact that you said something racist, right?
Oh no, I'm gonna definitely address that.
So, like, my thing is like, no, because this is what happens. This is what happens, Josh. Like, I don't know if you really focus on, if you really like peep this, but like, what happens is this turns to a fucking game of rhetorical. Of rhetoric devices and nonsense and shenanigans and game playing, where somebody says something that's out of line and insensitive to that offends a community of people, and they go into talking about whether or not talking about someone's hearts, talking about like intangible shit that no one can actually quantify or actually be able to tell, right? So, you're Donald Sterling, and you say that you don't want your mistress to take pictures of Magic Johnson because your rich white friends won't appreciate the fact that your mistress will be embarrassed by will actually like look down on me for my half black mistress hand on Magic Johnson. So we take his fucking basketball team. Why? Because he's an asshole. He's been a cheap, terrible owner for 20 years. And we use that as an excuse to get rid of him, as opposed to, did he actually say anything really racist, or did he say things that are like actually kind of in not necessarily racist, but not something worthy of getting your job, getting that taken from you. And what happens is, generally, if you're somebody that's not despicable like Sterling, right? You get the benefit of the doubt by saying, yeah, he said some things, but we don't think he's actually a racist. He's been nice to black person X, Y, Z, or whatever else.
His best friend's black.
Yeah, some shit like that. Oh, he can't be racist. He's sticking his penis inside of a half black woman. It can't possibly be racist.
Okay.
Right? So the thing is, Fuck that part. Fuck all that shit.
Fuck them.
You said something. You said something racist. You said things that when it gets back to certain people, a number of people's ears will hurt them and make them feel less, and feel like it's an affront to their dignity. How about you focus on trying to apologize to people for the thing you said, and then you say that to them. You say that, and you bring it out to discussion, and all of a sudden people's mind melts because they don't understand. It's like, okay, let's make it more simple to you. You have a kid. Your kid stole a toy out of the toy store. Do you then go to talking about whether, and you find out about it after they leave the store? Do you go and start talking about and debating about whether or not this person or your child is now a fucking criminal? Or do you then talk about with your child, you take it back to the store, you have them hand that toy back, and you say, this person or my child did this, and it was wrong, and this is the learning lesson, and you need to move forward, and hopefully this person changes over for the better, or he fails, and then it's ultimately like that is this is ultimately like telling for the rest of their life, right? That's how you handle that sort of thing. What they do is they go behind dumbass door number 1 and say, well, I don't know, but you're a fucking dumbass and you're insincere and you're full of shit, and I don't want to conversate with you because you can't critically think about race because you're white and you've never had to consider about race ever in your life or other people's life outside of that. And if you have done it, you have weaponized the whiteness for your benefit in spite of others. And you're evil, and fuck you. Goodbye.
Can I say a couple things?
Suck it.
Can I say a couple things before we move on?
Sure.
Okay. A lot of people feel the need to qualify their positions when it comes to race, when it comes to sex, when it comes to all these different issues. Here is what we do know, though. I won't sit here and try to qualify.
That shit was spicy.
Still drinking.
I didn't take a sip. I just was like a number. Like, oh shit! Hold on, what am I doing?
Put some more Tropicana watermelon in there, and you should be fine.
Yes. Sorry. It's hard fucking up your point. Go ahead.
A lot of people try to sit here and try to qualify their positions as WWE fans and be like, oh well, I have black friends or blah blah blah, whatever. The bottom, it's whack.
You ain't got more black friends than Josh.
Y'all surrounded my niggas at all times.
Look, Josh got 3 black friends. Look, you know how hard it is to find. You know how hard it is to find white people with 2 black friends. Josh got 3.
And here's the thing: I could sit here on this podcast and be like, oh, I've got black friends and I've got black brother, whatever. That shit doesn't matter. The bottom line is, Hulk Hogan said some really racist shit. To the point that, any person who is black probably felt, what's the word?
Felt some type of way.
Violated.
Otherized.
Violated,
otherized.
Rich is almost 30. James is almost 30.
No. I'm not almost 30. I'm 31.
31.
A nigga been 30.
Jeremy's almost 30. We all are about the same age. We all grew up in Hulkamania. We all loved fucking Hulk Hogan.
You know what? Hold on, sorry. One of the weirdest things for me was over last year going through old pictures, and I saw an old picture of me, and I had Hulk Hogan pajamas on. And I was like, motherfucker.
I had the joint with the bandana on before.
This man's talking about his bandana, but in 2012 or 2013, he had a fucking
Hulkamania shirt.
Hulkamania
and I would have too, and I decided to splurge on it.
We all loved Hulk Hogan, regardless of race, because Hulk Hogan represented fucking America.
He's an American symbol, and sure enough, just like every other American symbol, it turned out to be about fucking white supremacy. Great. There's a part of Americana that we can also stick our hand out to and also get some love from. And turn out, nah, fuck you, darkies.
And here's the problem. He sat here and qualified his daughter's relationship with a black man by saying oh well, I don't fucking like black people. but
Mr. Rich.
You know, this guy's pretty rich, so maybe it's okay. But like, if he was really, really rich, then it would be okay.
Yeah.
But if he was an 8 foot tall basketball dunking nigger, you know, a 360 dunking nigger,
that
like,
would be okay.
Yeah.
But because he's just a rapper and he's not that big, then no, it's not okay. I'd rather her be with someone richer or a white guy. He could be a white guy and be poorer than this black man.
This is white supremacy. Oh shit! What do you?
I'm good.
Sounds like
and it would be okay.
That is the height of white supremacy, right? So, like, okay, so
this dude got caught on tape. Now it got published. The rest of us heard about it. At some point, as a man, as a human, you should recognize the hate that is in your heart of what you're saying. Whether it be
or you realize, like, maybe
your worldview,
or maybe a person that thinks that, like, I said this, but the crazy part, the best part about it is, like, white supremacists and racists don't think they're actually white supremacists and racists. So, because that's the last thing they want to be called. So,
right.
So the thing is, like, you would think that, like, as a person that, like, got caught saying this sort of thing, that you would mea culpa the hell out of this and, like, try to turn this into a positive by far as you getting out there and start going out there and like slinging turkeys like Nino Brown in New Jack City, right? Kissing babies, you know, like ready to do anything out here. Like he lives out scholarships. Look, he lived out in Clearwater Beach, which is like a fucking rock's throw from Greenwood, right?
Yeah. Over there,
right?
You look blocks away from Greenwood, right?
Yeah.
And none of that shit, no community outreach, none of that shit or whatever else. It's just fucking like mind blowing. It's like, look,
it's a scam. It's another fraud.
Yeah, and then he throw it off and be like, you know, I grew up in South Tampa and this, that, and the third. It's like, okay, sure.
Here's what I know.
It's like, tell the truth, because all we want to do, and all black people, and I don't want to speak for all black people, but all people.
But you about to do it?
I'm about to do it. All people want to do is forgive Hulk Hogan. That's all we want to do. Dude. I want to forgive Hulk Hogan, but he gave me no fucking reason to.
I want to finish my point because I know Rich has things to say. These guys would have forgiven you if what you had said. Okay, if what you. Well, I don't want to speak for you guys, but
remember I was talking about the motorsport shit with a Quavo. He's like,
I don't want to speak for anybody. I don't want to speak for anybody.
Do not speak for me, Josh. Do not do that.
I don't want to.
Now we're talking about race and racism.
I don't want to speak for anybody, but what I mean is, people would have been inclined to speak for you if you said, "Okay, I did wrong. I'm sorry for the things that I did that were wrong, and I'm going to change my ways." That's what repentance is.
Right.
Instead, you said, I got caught saying something I shouldn't have said on camera. Be careful for the fucking shit that you say on camera.
Right. Watch what you say, brother.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Hulk?
It's the brotherhood of the business,
What the fuck is wrong with you, white supremacists? And what the fuck is wrong with you, WWE, for bringing this dude back?
America?
And what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because they think they can make $5,000 off him.
What the fuck is wrong? Here's the final
$5,000.
Yeah,
like that.
A fucking couple T-shirts.
Like seriously, what's the most amount of money they can make? Bring a Hogan back. What's the most amount of money they can make in a year off of Hogan? What's it like? Could they even make $500,000 off Hogan?
Before I move on,
no, they can make like $100,000 tops.
Is that like? Do you remember? You remember Eddie Murphy? Either Delirious or Raw. When he's talking about how the Paul McCartney divorce. He's talking about how like she was a hairdresser. He's like, "Fuck you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Being a hairdresser, like doing hair when y'all got hundreds or dozens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Like, we like, this is all our money, and I just threw some over the top, baby. Like we make all the ends meet or whatever else. Like, so
yes.
You tell me you got these fucking TV deals in place. These $2.something million worth of between the two TV deals.
Saudi money.
In the Saudi money.
That's Raw when he wore the red suit.
Red suit?
Red suit.
So
Delirious.
Red suit's Delirious.
No, Delirious is where we're at the purple suit.
No, Raw is a purple suit.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, Raw. Yeah, Delirious purple suit. I'm sorry, Raw's purple suit.
Raw's purple
anyway,
suit.
So basically, what it's like, me and Hulk Hogan, we got we just got $100,000 this year, to go along with the $200 million we made on TV this year with the fucking Saudi money or whatever, with the Saudi oil money, gonna get ends meet out here. Fuck y'all, man.
Yeah.
Who the fuck in their right mind is caping for this company and from a moral perspective? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Get the fuck out of here.
Here's what I want to say. If you're a podcaster, if you're a columnist, if you're a fan, and you sat here and said, oh, it's okay for them to bring this dude back, and you made some sort of agreement or some sort of, reason why it was okay, and this dude didn't offer an apology, fuck you.
No, let me phrase it. A good apology, or an apology worth a damn.
Right.
This dude didn't apologize for being a racist. If Jeremy comes to me and was like, yo, you didn't do blah, 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 and I realized I didn't do blah, 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 I'd be like, yo, sorry, Jeremy, we're roommates, I didn't do blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry for that. This dude did something egregious, and he never, at any point in history, has ever apologized for being a fucking racist. Fuck him.
Or, better yet, saying something racist.
Fuck him. And then for anybody who's sitting here and criticizing wrestling fans who aren't with this shit, fuck you.
Suck it.
Get off our podcast.
Two words for you.
Get off our network. Get off of wrestling.
Like, you already
Get
know.
off our network. Oh my god.
Look, you already know what it's gonna be. Like, if you listen to One Nation Radio this long, because we've gone into this shit in in-depth detail, you already know what the fuck it is. So if y'all are here with us, you guys have been along for the ride. Like, I don't know if anyone's popping in for their first show with the Fuck Outta Here Draft, but if you are, welcome. But
welcome.
Yeah, but if not, y'all already know what it is.
We're normally not drunk. We're normally not drunk during shows.
Yeah.
Now, when Hulk Hogan comes out and says, I was a racist, racism is wrong, I shouldn't have hated black people, I apologize for what I did, and this is wrong, and I'm going to make amends, and here's how, then maybe.
No. Then if people want to, because they're in their overexuberance to try to forgive people for their racism, then it will be the appropriate time to then go out there and cape for them. But this shit here, they didn't even wait for a proper apology. It was like, we forget. Look, we have.
Please come back. We need this red and yellow real American shit. Like
it was almost like you go out there and you just shoot somebody down the street and be like, not guilty. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of this stuff doesn't really measure up.
Alexa Bliss, some money in the bank, whatever.
Who gives a fuck? I put out a classic rant on YouTube. Look it up.
2018.
They fucking fucked her up for months.
They fucked her up for months and months and months, and now they're trying to rehabilitating her. They fucked up Sasha Banks. She's one of the greatest women. She's the second greatest woman at worst. The second greatest women's wrestler in the company's history. They treat her like shit. It's bullshit. It's gigantic disservice, and there's another reason why I say this fucking company can't book for shit. So y'all can add on whatever else.
Women are pulling in the biggest numbers in all of wrestling.
Yeah, and you know what I would also reply with that with, right?
Do y'all want to talk about that? Because that's
this shit is funny. So people want to talk about how Becky Lynch is she now has more followers on Twitter than Charlotte. Even though they do all this fucking pushing with Charlotte for the past 3 years, and how now they're really close to the Instagram followers, whatever else, and then you go and click over onto Sasha Banks's Instagram and her Twitter, and she's walloping the fuck out of both of them and followers on both sites, and it's like
she's not over though.
Yeah, so clearly that means she's not. This woman is not over, right?
She didn't deserve it.
Right. So
Becky didn't deserve it.
And then you see her work with the fact that she is clearly someone that works better as a heel, especially given her work in NXT, where one of the legendary feuds of NXT history is her versus Bayley, and she is been a babyface on the main roster the entirety of her run, and they teased it at Royal Rumble that she was turning heel, and they didn't fall through with it. They did tease that she was turning heel at Elimination Chamber. They didn't follow through with it. They teased that she was turning heel when she was going back and forth with this non-feud ass feud with Bayley. And then she's still a babyface.
Non-rapping-ass rapper.
Exactly. Right. So then, this non-feud-ass feud. So then, they continue through, and you got people caping about the whole situation with her and Bayley, and like, is this an angle? Is this the angle ting, or is it not the angle ting?
Right.
And then they get to...
Is the ting going...
Exactly. So, is the ting... Is this the angle ting, or is this not the angle ting?
Is man hot or no?
Yeah, so they get to... So then they decide not to do it, and then they go to Evolution, and they have their damn 6-woman tag match, and... Like, their whole years has gone to hell, and both of them are geektified, and they both need to desperately get the fuck away from Raw, and get off that fucking B show and get to the A show, and have a rebirth of their careers, and hopefully Sasha can turn heel, and she could be the
that's the only hope left for her career.
And she could be the talent, that we always knew that she could be. It's similar to the fashion that like Steve Austin was talking about his show on ECW, like. I'm gonna be the person that like I always do that I could be, and and Bischoff be damned, fuck you, and same thing like obviously this man does both shows, but like clearly they have basically put them on ice because they don't want anything else to be a mid card thing. They can get anything to be equal to or more interesting than Ronda. So move them under Raw. I would love for her to see. I would love to see her. Feud with Sasha. I'm sorry, with Charlotte again. We can get Bayley. We can get Becky and Sasha. We can actually do Bayley versus Sasha on SmackDown because there is no, really there's only 3 women on SmackDown that people give a fuck about. So move them the fuck on. You don't want to do shit with anything on Raw. You just want to let Ronda just run the house that Ronda Rousey built. Okay, bullshit, but fine. Let's move on and let's start over and let's now that we have these women that are over because of Becky getting so fucking hot, let's have other people let's have Becky give other women the rub that clearly you're talented, clearly have the capability of reaching that status if you put them around that and actually
put the real ones around.
Thank you. So yeah,
not Alexa Bliss.
I don't know if most of y'all want to talk about. Like we cleared through all this other stuff and we're getting to this one because this one has been burning us all up around for a full year because this is bullshit. After
Sasha Banks and Bayley, Sasha Banks was clearly not allowed to turn heel, like James said, because eventually she would become the next person that Ronda Rousey needs to wrestle, and they clearly don't want to go to that yet.
I told fucking Caleb that we were I told him to come to WrestleMania. We were all smoking weed just now, but we're not. We're just drunk. I was like, come to WrestleMania with us. Because he's been texting me this whole time, and I've been telling him the takes that we've been taking.
Hold on. After the way you acted with that man at WrestleMania, now you want to be friends with him?
Yeah. I told him, I was like, come to WrestleMania with us, because I know he can't come, and I was like, we've been smoking the whole time, but it's a total lie.
Oh, don't be so good I've been smoking when I have not been smoking.
Right, yeah.
No, sir.
That's a goddamn lie. I've never, look, especially with me, I've never been smoking, so I don't know what
never
the
hit the weed.
Yeah.
I have never been on the weed.
Yeah. I am literally, how many people are worth? 8 billion? 8 billion?
Yeah, something like that.
I am one of the 5 people in the 8 billion in the world that have never smoked weed. Don't put this on me.
And I'm another one of those.
Okay, well there we go.
Here's the truth.
Look, you know what? That's like me. That's like me and you like the 2 infinity stones on Earth. That shouldn't be a thing. It's not even possible that there's 2 fucking
I may have not marketed this podcast as a RVD 420 high podcast.
Oh my god.
To just Caleb. Nobody else.
No one else.
No one else thinks that this
you
podcast.
You kayfabe Caleb.
I've been kayfabing this. Yeah.
Why?
Bro, because it's hilarious. Because I'm funny.
You think Caleb's actually buying this?
Well, he said, I wish I could go to WrestleMania as well as you guys so I could smoke weed, but... So yeah.
Right.
On that note, I think it's
yeah,
fine.
Man,
oh, see, y'all ain't trying to smoke weed out here in New York. Look, y'all white. You will get him the fuck out with on the cops out there in boroughs.
We're not gonna finish the rest of these podcasts subjects. We got like 3 more.
No, we're good.
We skimmed through all the other ones and said fuck out of here, and then we just focus on the slasher team.
Yeah,
so I think we're kind of done.
We're done.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
So that is going to wrap up the 2018 Fuck Outta Here Draft. I hope you enjoyed it. We did. That was epic. That might have been my favorite podcast that I've ever been a part of. Thank all you guys for doing this another year. The Social Suplex Podcast Network, all the other podcasts on the network that make it what it is. If we took shots at you, it is what it is.
If we took shots at you, it is what it is. What you gonna do? Fight us?
Yeah, I mean, look. All you got to do is go on your podcast and answer. It might give people some good entertainment. We know we're right. So
y'all do your own Christmas podcast. Get drunk and shoot on us.
Oh my god!
We are literally hurting ourselves business-wise with this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know about him.
But thank you guys for doing this another year.
Wait, we should go around and do a thankfulness podcast.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do that? Jeremy, go ahead and thank.
So you want to completely change the energy? You want to completely 180 everything, huh? All right, y'all, everybody gets a minute. Go ahead.
Just thankful for a great year for Social Suplex, the growth of the network, the growth of Keeping It Strong Style. It's been a lot of fun, all the trips we've been on this year, and just looking forward to 2019 being a better year. Thanks for subscribing and supporting us.
James, you don't want to say nothing?
Oh, what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for I guess people that are dumb enough to want to listen to me talk about this stupid shit. Look, this is me, right? Rich is the writer. Rich is a very good writer on the subject or whatever else. He's really obviously, given the fact that he writes about this stuff, he's very thoughtful about it. Me, I tend to be thoughtful too, but for the most part, when certain small things come into play or whatever else, I try to use historical context for things, or why I think things are a mistake, or if things are good, or if things are I find compelling, or whatever else. For the most part, I just be out here talking. So, for example, Simon the other day, he gave me some shit about me saying that if Charlotte gets into it, it'd be just like if Batista got thrown into the WrestleMania 30 thing. And Simon is a pretty sizable Batista fan, whatever else. And he said he took offense. I was like, what are you taking offense for? He got booed the fuck out the building the whole run through. And I'm like, so I was like, I'm thinking maybe I said something that just clearly didn't translate to whatever else I was saying. So I went back and listened. I was like, what I said was pretty on point. Batista was cool at a point, and then people this happened, and
it wasn't the time,
thing, and it wasn't the right time. No one won that shit, and that's why they got the Batista and the Blue Tista shit he got for months and months and months. So it's I don't know what to tell you about that part, bro. So anyway, I guess thanks for listening, you suckers. So move on to the next.
All right, so that was kind of crazy.
Hey, you burying people, we buried them apparently.
Hot take: Caleb Baldwin did just say that Jingle All the Way is not a Christmas movie. It's probably not. He's absolutely right.
What? Why am I doing shows this week when we're talking about Caleb? What is going on here?
Listen, Jeremy's not a Caleb Mark. Rich is not a Caleb Mark. James is not a Caleb Mark.
Definitely not a Caleb Mark.
Definitely not a Caleb Mark. Josh low-key is a Caleb Mark.
Not at WrestleMania weekend. Not in New Orleans. Not in New Orleans.
He pissed me off in New Orleans.
There was heat. There was heat, pal.
I've never been so mad at anybody at a wrestling show.
Remember how mad you got when I joked and said oh yeah, that man's still been drinking in the car. You're how dare you? I can't believe James did this happen.
Listen, if you guys are just listening for the first time, Caleb gave me his ticket to Crash at noon on Friday morning. After that, at 4 p.m., it was Red Pro.
No, let's do this. You decided to buy that Fred Pro show, right? I, James Boyd, literally drove on to Bourbon Street in New Orleans to pick Caleb up out of a bar.
In the middle of the day.
I was literally on Bourbon Street,
noon.
Parked at noon. So yeah, so you continue there. I picked him up off there.
He was doing hurricanes all morning with Carl from the Outsider's Edge when he's actually on it.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
And, so Caleb shows up at the fucking sugar mill. And he's so drunk. And he's doing all these fucking IPAs with me.
The best way to put it is like, he's like, remember
drunk.
Yes.
Remember the LMFAO song, like, I'm sexy and I know it?
Yes.
Like, Caleb was drunk.
I'm drunk and I know it.
He was drunk and he knew it. That's why he kept apologizing. He was drunk as fuck out there.
So we're watching.
And he was out there, hammer timed out there.
Now, here's the funny thing. Zach, like, Caleb was a little bit obnoxious, but, like, we watched all these matches.
A little bit or a lot of it?
A lot of it.
Okay, thank you.
But we watched a 6-man tag with Ibushi and Zack Sabre, Ibushi and Ospreay.
I don't remember. I'm drunk right now, and that was months ago.
We watched all these matches. Finally, the main event comes on. It's Ishii and Zack Sabre.
Right.
And this dude's like, Josh, put over my fucking shoes. And I was like,
no. Explain how, like, he's sitting directly behind you in the bleacher, and I'm, like, beside you, and, like, while you're annoyed, I'm fucking enjoying the hell out of this. Like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Bro. I'm trying so hard to pay attention to Ospreay and Ishii because I was like, this is history.
Ospreay and Sabre, you mean?
I'm sorry, Ospreay and Sabre. I was like, this is a big moment.
Sure was. It wasn't bigger than
Spoiler alert.
The fuck out of you, though.
In case you guys don't know, we have a year-end awards, me and Jeremy, for Keepin It Strong Style. The number 3 runner-up for Excursion match of the year ends up being Ospreay and Ishii.
Sabre.
Sabre. I'm drunk!
The other British guy.
Yes.
Fuck.
The other skinny British guy.
Skrull.
The good one.
Skrull and Ishii.
Pete and Ishii. Fuck.
Johnny Satan. Ishii.
Johnny Satan.
The British Bulldog and
Oh my god.
Roll Rocco.
Dynamite Kid.
Big Daddy and Ishii.
Billy Robinson and Billy.
Anyways.
Flash Morgan Webster.
Oh my god. Legero.
El Ligero.
Trent Seven.
Ishii.
Oh my god.
Dunn and Ishii. It was really good. Anyways,
oh my god.
So I'm watching this really historic match, and I'm drunk, and fucking Caleb's like, put over my shoes, bro. I bought these fucking Jordans. And I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to...
No. Don't say like, bro, shut the fuck up. You didn't say none of that shit. That was not the energy you had. That was not the energy you...
I got this shit on tape, Josh.
That is not the energy you verbalized. That's the energy that you held inside.
Right.
You talk about the energy that you actually held inside that you actually, like, verbalized.
You
just out there letting that shit happen. You was like, turned around, and you was like, yeah, okay. And whatever else. Now I'm sitting there like, I can see the fire in this man's eyes. He is in shit. I am over here howling in laughter.
James sitting there with the Birdman hands like.
Yes. Because Jeremy was sitting there. Okay, so so I am sitting in one bleacher. To the right of me is Caleb. The bleacher below is it's Caleb. It's Josh. And then to the other side of me in my bleacher is Jeremy. And so me and Jeremy are sitting here watching how Caleb is torturing Josh. And we're fucking howling at how funny it is. And Josh ain't saying shit. He ain't speaking up for himself. He's just like, I can't really say nothing because this man's fucking drunk.
Bro.
But meanwhile, Caleb is apologizing while doing them because he's drunk. And that shit is fucking hilarious.
At 4 p.m.
The prequel for the Fuck Outta Here Draft.
At 4 p.m., Caleb was so drunk that he was apologizing for being drunk. At 8 p.m., when we were at the fucking WWE Super Show, he was like, I'm not drunk at all.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Oh my god. And then walked through the building, he's like, dude, You say you drunk if you not, but like I guarantee you, if you couldn't walk a fucking straight line.
Anyways, I'll move on. What I want to thank, because I haven't thanked anybody.
Remember this was supposed to be 1 minute long?
Yes.
Okay. Outsider's Edge, even though I don't agree with literally anything you guys say.
Ever! What?
Oh my god! This thing is really literally snacks! Oh god! What the fuck, outsider Jeremy? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You didn't hit me. You did not hit me.
I didn't hit you?
No,
I could have swore I hit you on your leg. Oh my god, bro. I smelled this man.
I saw
the whole fucking loogie on this man. James
spit. I saw Jeremy spit.
Oh my god.
Me and Jeremy need to literally like invest in a fucking vacuum cleaner. Okay, let me say a couple things.
Oh shit.
Kyle, you stepped in to Keepin It Strong Style when I was going through one of the hardest times of my life, and I deeply appreciate it. And Rance, even though we don't agree with a lot of things, you're still my boy. Literally. We might have completely different takes on wrestling, but the fact that even though the SMC podcast fell apart, you still have stuck with the network, even though you started a whole new show on a different network.
Never mind that.
Never mind that. You have stuck through us. The rest of the guys, Ricky and Clive, I appreciate everything that you guys have ever done. You guys have become like the number 2 or number 3 podcast on the network. And like, I appreciate everything that you guys do. I know that you're listening because this show is freaking hilarious. You've probably been like popping the entire time. Rich and James being just good friends of mine. Even though you guys went on to Lords of Pain and you didn't invite the rest of us. Fuck you guys.
I appreciate you, but fuck you. God damn.
I appreciate you, but fuck you. The rest of the guys.
Look, hey, you can take my spot. You just got to start watching Raw and SmackDown.
Fuck that. Omega Luke and
Wilfred Watches.
Wilfred, even though like Wilfred, your award show was like kind of
What the fuck? Get this guy here. They don't even know you like that for you to be talking like that.
Listen, I like Wilfred's show a lot, and like the Omega show, I really, really like a lot.
It's just your voters were hilarious.
Yes, there's no way that like the most overrated can be the match of the year or the wrestler of the year. That's fucking ridiculous. The guy got 49% in the Observer Awards for match of the year.
For Hall of Fame.
For Hall of Fame. Stop holding that belt up, Rich. Anyways, everybody that's... Next year, I anticipate that we are going to grow this Social Suplex shit even greater than
the podcast network.
The podcast network than we ever had before. Also, other guys like Caleb, who I fucking love. Leo, who I fucking love. I love Caleb. And all the other guys like
Rob, Tom.
As long as y'all are thousands of miles away apart from each other.
Yeah, we can't be close to each other, but Rob.
I was joking. He verbalized it.
Tom. All these guys. Carl. All you guys. I love you guys.
All these guys.
Oh god, yeah. You're basically into that territory. Yeah,
I love you guys. So I'm excited for next year. Let's keep doing this. Rich should stop bringing over fucking tile belts to our apartment. Fuck him.
All right.
Real champion.
Yeah, cut him off. Cut him off.
Real champion. We gonna wrap this shit up, but thank y'all for fucking with us for 3 hours and 30 minutes. And also,
God damn!
And also the last.
Is this a Pritchard podcast? Is this a Conrad and the Liar podcast?
Yes. And also the last 52 weeks of the
next
year.
year, let's do 5 hours.
Yes. But yeah, man, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. 2019 is coming, and we gonna keep kicking ass. So
you guys missed the first hour where we watched
2018. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is the Fuck Outta Here Draft. So we're rolling up out.
You guys missed the first hour where we watched Goldberg matches. It was fucking awesome.
Bro, we can still.
We can do that after this.
We can still watch Goldberg matches.
No, we not. Wrap this up.
But
wrap it up then.
Anyway, we rolling up out of here. Thank y'all for listening.
Jordan, I love you.
Shouts out to Jordan Fox. Forgot that.
Jordan Fox.
Yes. Jeff Jarrett.
Yes. We get up out of here. Holla.
See ya.
Holla.
Later.
Peace.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Bang.
Thank you for listening to One Nation Radio. We'll see you next time.